When we look, we listen. When we evaluate, we understand. We get you to the right number without treating you like one. At Southeast Primary Care, we know your relationship with your doctor is one of the keys to get you better and keep you well. Our network of providers connects you to the brightest minds and latest technologies. It's a healthy relationship. Southeast Primary Care, always by your side.
What First State Community Bank means to me is, it says it in its name, community.
We're family, we care about one another, whether it's in our SEMO markets or we can reach out to someone in Farmington, Columbia. They're always there to assist.
We are very customer focused. Our employees do a great job with listening to the customers.
The tellers know 100% of all customers by their name.
If you want to feel at home, then walk into the doors of First State Community Bank.
Southern Custom Meats in Dexter, Missouri is providing you with the best in custom butchering, fresh vegetables, and farm fresh eggs. Call now or visit us today and see the Southern Custom Meats difference for yourself.
Missouri State Senator Jason Bean, representing Butler, Carter, Dunklin, Mississippi, New Madrid, Oregon, Pemiscot, Ripley, Stoddard, and Wayne counties, would like to wish all the Southeast Missouri basketball programs in the 25th District a safe and successful season.
My name is Kevin Rossville. I'm a farmer from Prairie County, Arkansas. Been farming since 1991. Started farming with my father-in-law when I got married. We've been raising rice ever since. We've all been looking for something for a change for years. And I think this 263L is going to be the next and up and coming thing for us. It's really going to work well on a lot of different ground and a lot of different farms around here.
Dynagro 263L, available exclusively at Nutrient Ag Solutions.
First State Bank and Trust is more than just products and services. We're there for you for your first paycheck, buying a home, opening a small business, starting a family, or planning to retire, and everything in between. We're the local bank you know and trust for all of your financial needs. Visit fsbtrust.com or stop by your local First State Bank and Trust to explore all of your financial options. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
At Young Real Estate, we're Southeast Missouri, just like you.
We are parents.
We are teachers.
We are grandparents.
We are active in our community.
We are patriots.
Serving all of Southeast Missouri, and we are here for you.
We are young.
NextEra Energy Resources is the world's largest generator of renewable energy from the wind and sun, and a world leader in energy storage. Since 2016, NextEra Energy Resources has invested more than $339 million in Missouri to fuel local economic growth. Today, our company owns and operates one wind energy facility in the state and is looking to invest even more in the Show Me State. We are committed to being a trusted community partner and look forward to providing affordable, clean, renewable energy for generations of Missourians to come.
Sandy Small Engine in Malden, Missouri is the best local dealer for all your outdoor equipment needs. From mowers to repairs, we've got you covered. Call now or stop in today.
We're right here at King Jerry Lawler's Hall of Fame Bar and Grill on world famous Beale Street, and as you can see, oh my gosh, we have the best barbecue ribs in Memphis. Oh my gosh, the gumbo is out of this world, but you gotta try the King's Triple Decker Slam Burger. You'll love it.
Mathis Funeral Home of Dexter and Bernie strives to provide their community with the accommodations and services needed to relieve your family during times of loss. For more information, give them a call and see how Mathis Funeral Home can help meet your expectations in celebrating your loved ones.
Fast break, cold beer, pork steak. Fast break, best chicken in the whole state. Fast break, woo doggies, I think I need a fast break. All right.
Fast Break in Bernie, Missouri. Fresh food, lottery, gas, and more.
Fast break.
Growing cotton in the Mid-South is hard work. As a farmer, you make tough decisions every day. Choosing a cotton variety shouldn't be one of them. Next-gen brand varieties from Americot are bred specifically for cotton growers like you. We're 100% independent and farmer-owned. Plant cotton that works as hard as you do. Americot. All we do is cotton, all the time.
From Bernie High School, we welcome you to night number 2 of the 2023 Bernie Invitational and the consolation semifinals coming up tonight, featuring in game number 1, the Campbell Camels taking on the Holcomb Hornets. Coming up later tonight in game number 2, it'll be the Bloomfield Wildcats taking on the Bernie Mules. A lot of different storylines in store here tonight for night number 2. Good evening, everyone. I'm Joe Northern. Delighted to have you with us. We do mention, before we talk about tonight's game, we have to talk about what happened last night. And let's talk about the bad that happened last night, which many of you may have noticed at home was the quality of last night's broadcast, which would like to apologize for. There were some connection issues here at our broadcast site last night, which caused lag and issues and pausing throughout the games. We do appreciate all of you who stuck through us last evening, and we believe we do have the issue corrected, and tonight's broadcast should be running smoothly and just as exciting. And talking about exciting, the games last night, Garrett, you have to mention too is that really competitive action across the board, whether it was a one-point game, a big win for Puxico, or a close game with a Neelyville team that pulled away late, and even Risco taking the horn by 1. Your thoughts on last night's action?
Yeah, you had two upset-mounted teams last night. You know, Holcomb, they kind of fell short there in the second half, just kind of run out of gas. You know, a very deep Puxico team. And you had Campbell, who took a really good Twin Rivers team to double overtime. So just overall, we had great basketball last night. You know, Campbell and Holcomb, you know, two schools that play each other a lot. You know, this is the second time they'll meet already this season, playing in a jamboree against each other. So you should see a lot of good basketball tonight.
That you should. And we talk about, again, just kind of with these two teams facing off against each other. Not only tri-county opponents, but also two districts opponents as well. So you think this is really kind of one of those games that's important to really get familiar with your opponent, and despite the fact, too, not too far away from each other geographically.
Yeah, you know, this is a big game just for both programs. You know, a stepping stone, obviously, making the consolation championship would be huge for both programs, being on the lower side of the bracket. Obviously, both teams want to be in the winner's side of the bracket, but, you know, a consolation championship, if they get there, would be a great stepping stone going into the regular season. So both teams, obviously, you know, should see some good basketball tonight.
And we take a look, of course, tonight with the starting 5 of these two teams. If you could possibly pull up some of the numbers from last night. For the Campbell Camels, their lineup looks like this. Logan Townsend, the 5'10 senior. Sam Bunting, the 6-foot senior, who had a heck of a night last night at the three-point line. 14 points for him. Beckett Hanners at 5'11. He's the senior, wearing number 13. Ben Rowland, the 6'1 junior. And Tanner Smart, the 6'2 junior. And the Camels, coached by Steve Fowler and assisted by Steven Stroop. Taking a look at those numbers last night, as you can see, Sam Bunting coming out with 17 points. Ben Rowland with 10, pardon me. But the big thing that I was impressed with Campbell on is, again, their ability with their shot selection and a good chance to really attack the boards as much as they can.
Yes, also one thing that really impressed me with Campbell is their bench depth. They got 15 from Kenan Sievert off the bench, 11 from Drew Fowler off the bench, 4 from Caden Mayberry, and also Wyatt Jensen. All of these guys are sophomores. So for Campbell, you look at the bigger picture, the future is really bright for the Camels. When you can get that kind of action off the bench in high school basketball, you're in for a good season.
Absolutely. Once again, only 4 seniors on the Coach Fowler squad. Should set them up for plenty of success down the road with the younger talent. Meanwhile, we take a look at some of the numbers from Holcomb last night. You mentioned that this is a team, too, that played Puxico very close in the first half, but then kind of ran out of gas as the night goes on. But Holcomb, they have a lot to look forward to in some of their lineup, especially with some of their strong scorers as well.
Yeah, Holcomb, having some trouble with the stats right now. Used a different device last night, but some of their stats, Holcomb came out at halftime with 24 points on the scoreboard and ended up only scoring 29 points in the second half. Fatigue was an issue in the second half for them. Puxico really sped them up in the second half, but Holcomb really shot it well from the perimeter in the first half. They shot it well with Reeves Crittenden and Noah Keener, Lance Smith are kind of some of their top guys. Bryce McNabb had a nice game down low for the Hornets, so expect the Hornets to play inside-out basketball.
And one thing that they have been known to do is just quite simply switch it up, kind of go with that platoon lineup, 5 in, 5 out. Really, I guess if you have to say 3 keys to the game you have for these two teams tonight, what are you going to be looking for?
For both teams, number one, just bounce back. Campbell and Holcomb both. I'd say for Holcomb, control the controllables. They're not very deep, so they need to stay out of foul trouble. Do the little things right, and they should be fine. And also, I'd say win the rebound battle. They're not very big. Campbell has more size than Holcomb does on paper, so Holcomb will have to do the little things right and box out.
And once again, kind of keep in mind, too, winner tonight, they'll play in that Consolation Championship coming up on Friday evening. That'll be a quad header for you right here on the network. But this Classic is always kind of unique, and one that I know you've been to for so many years, is that the rotating sites, one year it's at Bernie, the next year it's at Campbell, and the next year it's at Holcomb. What do you really think kind of adds the prestige of this invitational to get things moving in the season, I should say?
Yeah, you just see, you see different atmospheres. All 3 schools have different gyms and have different, unique things that make their school systems great. Campbell has probably one of the biggest gym that, the tournament, when it revolves around Campbell, Holcomb, and Bernie. Holcomb has a nice, older style gym, and, Bernie here's the same thing. It's tight. It's a tight, small gym, but, atmosphere is great here. It just makes a great tournament overall.
The Mule Barn will be rocking tonight, coming up tonight in our 7:30 window game. That'll be a Stoddard County matchup down Highway 25 as Bloomfield will be taking on Bernie. We'll talk more about that game coming up a little bit later. Just to give you the finals from last night on the scoreboard, we mentioned that they were close games across the board, but it was Puxico getting the win over Holcomb by 39, 68-29. We mentioned that classic double overtime game, Twin Rivers and Campbell 78-72. 6 straight three-pointers in double overtime. When's the last time you've seen that, Garrett Hicks?
That's just one of those things that you don't see much in high school basketball. It's just a classic duel between 2 schools that, are just down the road from each other, and, Twin Rivers and Campbell, even their junior high sports co-op sometimes. So, just 2 great teams going at it. It was just great basketball last night.
And Twin Rivers and Puxico, that'll be the first game coming up on Thursday night. Game 3 last night, Neelyville and Bernie. Bernie, as we mentioned, a younger team this year, but a team that played very well against a Neelyville team that just kind of guarded a little bit later on in that matchup.
Yeah, one thing about Bernie is no matter what they have on paper, they're going to find a way to compete. It's just the tradition here at Bernie with Coach Jason Long, being an alumni of this district and also, just staying here and coaching now. Bernie will find a way to compete. If that means putting up, 28 points in a game, they'll find a way to, make it a low-scoring fest. And if they want to, they can, in past years, you've seen them, with a few years ago, they put up, 70, 80 a game in the Bloomfield Christmas tournament.
And Risco and Bloomfield, that was a nail-biter last night. Not obviously the wild finishes that we saw in Twin Rivers and Campbell, but 42-41. It's really setting up tonight for exciting matchups for the 4 teams we have on paper for you tonight and all week long. We'll get the consolation brackets going for you, the starting lineups for both teams, and the opening tip right here from Bernie. Coming up, you're watching exclusive coverage of the 2023 Bernie Invitational on Aycorp Sports.
Growing cotton in the Mid-South is hard work. As a farmer, you make tough decisions every day. Choosing a cotton variety shouldn't be one of them. Next-gen brand varieties from Americot are bred specifically for cotton growers like you. We're 100% independent and farmer-owned. Plant cotton that works as hard as you do. Americot. All we do is cotton, all the time.
Danny Small Engine in Malden, Missouri is the best local dealer for all your outdoor equipment needs. From mowers to repairs, we've got you covered. Call now or stop in today.
Cold beer, pork steak, fast break, best chicken in the whole state. Fast break, woo doggies, I think I need a fast break. All right.
Fast Break in Bernie, Missouri. Fresh food, lottery, gas, and more.
Fast break.
Night number 2 of the Bernie Invitational just about to get underway with our consolation semifinals, and matchup number 1 tonight. It is the number 8 Holcomb Hornets taking on the number 5 Campbell's. And tonight's starting lineups. First goes for Holcomb in their away purple with the checkerboard trim, or checkerboard on the side of the jerseys. 6'3" junior, number 2, Noah Kenner. Number 3, Jesus Valdez Castro, the 5'6" senior. Number 4, Landon Smith, the 6'1" junior. Number 13, Bryce McNabb, the 6'2" sophomore. And Jacob Reeves Credson, the 5'10" senior, And the Hornets are coached by John Hickson, assisted by Tyler Campbell and Gary Dubar. Meanwhile, for the Camels, they're in their home white uniforms with black and gold trim, black numbers. Goes like this: 5'10" senior, number 2, Logan Townsend. 6' senior, number 5, Sam Bunting. 5'11" senior, Beckett Hanners, wearing number 13. Number 20, the 6'1" junior, Ben Rowland. And the 6'2" junior, number 33, Tanner Smart. The Camels are coached by Steve Fowler and assisted by Steven Stroop. As the crowd beginning to file in here at Bernie High School, glad you're with us. As the calendar is still set in November, these are the games that could matter a little bit more when it comes to January, and even for these two teams in February. Campbell wins the tip. We're underway for night number 2 at the Bernie Invitational, and it's Logan Townsend that has it. Passes off to Bunting. Bunting had the big night last night, 17 points for the Camels in the loss against Twin Rivers. Gets it out now to find Hanners. Hanners gets up. Shot is up and good, thanks to the hands of Tanner Smart.
Nice ball movement there by Campbell. Ran their motion offense through and got, Smart down low on the block. Just nice movement there offensively.
Holcomb now trying to quickly move it back the other way. It's Reeves Crittenson, gets it up, finds Kenner, 3-on-1. Kenner gets it out, now sets over to Smith. Smith outside to Reeves Crittenson for 3, can't get it. Holcomb couldn't get the on board either. Here's Bunting. Bunting almost taken away by the Hornets, but Reeves Crittenson just flying out of bounds. So great defense being played early by the Hornets. But of course, Campbell, you're going to expect them to play a lot of that high-low to get things moving.
Yeah, Campbell also like to get out and run, which could be a fatigue issue for Holcomb, not having as much depth.
Bunting trying to get it inside, find Hanners, can't get the lay-in. Bounces out of play, going to be bounced off. It'll be bounced off the Camels, so the Hornets will take over.
Have a great officiating crew tonight here in Kel Williams, Mr. Frank Killian, and Mr. Jay Piles.
Hornets moving right to left from your vantage point, top to bottom, since we are at the baseline here at Bernie High School tonight. Reeves Crittenson, top of the arc, gets it outside, finds Smith for 3, gets it off the mark. Rebound back in the hands of Rowland. He bobbles it. Hornets quickly recover. No whistle. They say play on. Here's Smith. Smith gets out to Valdez Castro. Valdez Castro at the top. The team just passing it off with each other. JRC for 3. No good. Offensive board, however, for Smith. Smith gets it outside. Finds Reeves Crittenson for 3. Off the mark. But another offensive board. Offensive board's the name of the game. Whistles out of bounds. It'll stay with the Hornets. So offensive board movement been a big key for the Hornets in the early going, but still trying to get their first bucket in this one.
Already 2 offensive rebounds for Holcomb. They're just controlling the boards right now here early on.
Shot is off the mark. Announcers curse there too. Hanners with the rebound. And a whistle that's going to go out of play. Last touch by the Hornets. So Holcomb, again, a team that has been known to kind of slow it down, be very selective in their shot choices, but again, going to have to try to force Campbell to run back and forth and set up really good guard play too. Maybe in plays just like that as well. Here comes McNabb, tries to take it on his own, a whistle and a foul, and the arm bar on Tanner Smart.
One thing Holcomb will also do, Will, they change their looks up a lot. They'll show some man-to-man looks. They'll show some zone looks. They'll extend the pressure at times, just throwing different looks at the offense for, Campbell to disrupt whatever they have going.
Reeves credits it on the inbounds pass. Looking on the outside, guarded, gets a nice sneak in off the baseline to Noah Kenner, knotted up at 2. And the Campbells quickly moving it back the other way. Here comes Bunting, tries to take it on his own. What a move from Sam Bunting.
Nice move there by Bunting, a very athletic senior. He had 17 last night for the Camels. They'll go to him a lot.
The senior leader going to try to continue to make some noise, and nearly picked away. Hornets quick to recover. Here's Kenner to respond right back with Landon Smith, and the track meet very well could be on. Here comes Bunting back the other way, taking a little bit of time, trying to find the open guards. Holcomb looks like they're settling in a little bit of man-to-man action. Could transition into a zone. Bounce pass now to Bunting near top of the arc.
One thing to note also is Holcomb was getting out on the shooters very well for Campbell. Scouting last night, they can very well notice that Campbell can shoot the three-point ball well.
Miscommunication for the Camels, and the Hornets will take over. And Holcomb doing a great job of, again, forcing those deflected passes, making it appear that there's a guy open, but not necessarily the case. Here's Reeves Crittenton. Gets it outside to Valdez Castro. Gonna have to cross the timeline. He does. Now out to McNabb. McNabb sets up the JRC for 3. Off the board. Valdez Castro helps with the deflection to get back in the hands of Smith. Now back to Reeves Crittenton. Sets up for McNabb inside the arc. 2-on-1 pressure. Gets it outside. Finds Smith for 3. Can't get it. McNabb again with the offensive board. Name of the game is offensive boards for the Hornets tonight. And the Reeves Crittenton slowing it down just a little bit. Gets it on the outside, finds Smith. Smith again to McNabb. McNabb, 3-on-1 pressure, bobbles it, picked up by Valdez Castro. Almost picked away by Bunting, and it is. Could be a steal and score for Smart. He does. The great pick defensively from Sam Bunting to connect Tanner Smart.
One thing to note here early on is Holcomb has 4 rebounds, and all 4 are offensive rebounds, so Campbell will have to find a different way to, stop Holcomb on the offensive rebounds.
Well, they're doing a great job with the steals, and that combination we're going to see a lot tonight of Smart to Bunting. Bunting with 6 of Campbell's 8. Reeves Crittenton now gets it out to Valdez Castro. Valdez Castro bounce pass, another steal picked up by Bunting. Cross court, and it's now becoming clockwork and Groundhog Day for Bunting to Smart. And the Hornets want to stop and think it over. We'll be back in just a moment. This is the Bernie Invitational on Aycorp Sports.
First State Bank and Trust is more than just products and services. We're there for you for your first paycheck, buying a home, opening a small business, starting a family, or planning to retire, and everything in between. We're the local bank you know and trust for all of your financial needs. Visit fsbtrust.com or stop by your local First State Bank and Trust to explore all of your financial options. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Campbell on a 6-0 scoring run right now, and the big component of that is, again, the senior-junior duo of the steals from Sam Bunting and the pickups and scores from Tanner Smart.
Yeah, Smart at the top of that 1-2-2 press for Campbell, and he's just getting a lot of deflections, going into the front court, and Bunting's just grabbing it and throwing it out ahead to Smart. So just good two-man basketball there from Smart and Bunting early on.
3:35 remaining here in the opening frame. Camels and taking some control. Hornets trying to answer back. They've done a great job trying to defend offensively off the missed shots, but steals have been the Achilles heel so far in this one. Picked up now by Kenner. Kenner assets back to Reeves Crittenton. Inside to McNabb. McNabb lobs it up, can't get it, but an opportunity to go to the line for the Hornets. As we'll see the sophomore, 6'2 sophomore, and Bryce McNabb, currently the leader when it comes to height for the Hornets. McNabb, but the first shot is up and good.
McNabb had a great game yesterday for the Hornets. He plays a lot of their post work. He'll do a lot of the dirty work, offensive rebounds and getting to the line like that.
McNabb goes 2 for 2, now a 4-point game. 3:11 left to go here in the opening frame. And a steal picked up by McNabb. McNabb again trying to get things done offensively and defensively to this evening. Gets it outside now to Reeves Crittenson. Inside, back to McNabb, spins it out, looks out for Kenner. Kenner 2-on-1. Outside to Smith. Smith, cross-court pass, looks up to Reeves Crittenson for three. Off the mark. Rebound back in the hands of the Campbells. They're moving quickly, up and in and out for the hands of Tanner Smart. And the Hornets moving rather quickly. McNabb with the easy answer. And the Hornets now on a 4-0 run. All from Bryce McNabb.
As you can see, Holcomb changed their looks up. They went from man-to-man pressure to a 2-2-1. It's kind of disrupting Campbell. Got a nice turnover there for the easy basketball McNabb.
Off the knee of Smart, tries to answer back. And the Hornets going to pick up their first foul of the quarter. So that one is going to be picked up on Noah Kenner. That'll be his first. And team foul number 1. And we'll see currently the points leader for the Hornets, Tanner Smart. Currently with 8 on the night, make it 9 right there. And again, we talk about the depth coming in from Campbell. Substitution will be upcoming after the shooter. We'll let you know when that happens. Smart misses the second. And now the Hornets quickly moving out the other way. Quick shot up from Reeves Crittenson, bounces up and in, and a 1-point game. Bunting tries to get out of the pressure. Again, the 2-2-1 being set up by the Hornets. A long three on the way. Fowler can't get it. And the Hornets doing a great job picking up the rebounds every which way but loose. It's Reeves Crittenson now trying to draw up the offense. 1:51 remaining here. First quarter. Reeves Crittenson near the timeline, gets it out to McNabb. McNabb at the top. Holcomb doing a great job of Campbell defending in paint, but no match for Devin Kelly in the bucket. And the Hornets have their first lead tonight.
Nice bucket by Kelly there. Jansen was fronting him to go left, so he just went the opposite way and got the layup.
Immediate response coming in from Drew Fowler, and it's 13-12. So we're starting to see these teams going to pick up the offense just a little bit. A lot of quick run gun and forcing that pressure up over the top this time for Noah Kenner. And we'll see a slew of substitutions come in for the Camels, including Logan Townsend, Ben Rowland returning, and Caden Mayberry. You mentioned that Campbell really does kind of like to rotate a little bit in and out because they have offensive weapons that can come right off the bench quickly.
Yeah, one thing about Campbell is everyone off the bench is a scoring threat, so Coach Steve Fowler can, platoon sub at times and just, run guys in with fresh energy.
1 minute remaining here in first quarter. Camels trying to ease up on the lead. Siebert in control. Now sits at the top to Townsend. Townsend trying to draw up the play. Looking to take a little bit of extra time. High shot on the way in for Sam Bunting. The three machine is back on fire in a 4-point game. Valdez Castro taken away again from Bunting. Bunting bobbles it, quickly recovered. It can't get it on the travel. It was Townsend who picked it up off the Bunting deflection, but it's going to go back to the Hornets with 23.7 remaining and trailing by 4.
Bunting having another nice game for the Camels. As you can see, everything kind of runs through him. Last night he had 17 and continuing right now. He has 5 points early on in the first quarter for the Camels.
19 remaining here in the first. Holcomb going to have to try to force at least some movement. Reeves Crittenson trying to draw it up. Hornets going to likely try to go for the last shot of the quarter. Valdez Castro going to be bounced off the foot, and we'll do it again once more. 4.6. Got to try to get in as quick as you can, but still some time to set a little play up, especially underneath the baseline.
Yeah, 4.6 seconds here. Let's see what Holcomb does here.
Valdez Castro outside the arc. Valdez Castro, 1 second, inside pass, gets it up to Kenner, and it is no good. So that's how the first quarter will end. Both teams riding on runs, but it's the Camels leading by 4, 16-12, as we head to the second. Back in a moment on Aycorp Sports.
What First State Community Bank means to me is it says it in its name, community.
We're family, we care about one another, whether it's in our SEMO markets or we can reach out to someone in Farmington, Columbia. They're always there to assist.
We are very customer focused. Our employees do a great job with listening to the customers.
The tellers know 100% of all customers by their name. If you want to feel at home, then walk into the doors of First State Community Bank.
Cold beer, pork steak, fast break, best chicken in the whole state. Fast break, woo doggies, I think I need a fast break. All right.
Fast Break in Bernie, Missouri. Fresh food, lottery, gas, and more.
Fast break.
Welcome back. 16-12 our score. Campbell leading over Holcomb in this consolation semifinal. Don't forget the Malden Lions Club and Boot Hill Toys for Tots are sponsoring an amazing event at the Boot Hill Youth Museum in Malden on Saturday. It's Pancakes with Santa from 8 to 10 a.m. with pancakes and pictures with Santa, a kids-only gift room where kids age 3 to 12 can select 2 gifts for someone special, and each child also receiving a free toy from Boot Hill Toys for Tots. For more information, call 573-276-3600. And really, Garrett, we kind of take a look between the two teams. Both teams riding big offensive streaks one way versus another, and it set us up with a little 4-point affair. And the Hornets want to waste no time moving into that. Valdez Castro sets out to McNabb. McNabb now looking up. McNabb trying to generate something. Goes back to Kenner, bounce pass to Valdez Castro. Smith again. Outside to Valdez Castro for 3. Lines in and out. Another offensive board to Kelly. Kelly can't get it, and the whistle will be called.
Yeah, as you can see there, I talked about before the quarter, very balanced scoring in the first quarter for both squads. Bunning had 5 for the Camels, and also Smart had 9. And for Holcomb, McNabb is having a nice game with 4 early on points, and Lennon Smith and Noah Keener kind of taking the other scoring roles for the Hornets here early on.
Lots of different scorers for the Hornets, which obviously you want that in a team, to have just kind of those different offensive abilities and to kind of draw things a little bit closer. As we see Devin Kelly at the line going 1 for 2. Almost the putback from McNabb. And the Camels now quickly move it back the other way. Townsend sets up for Bunting. Bunting blocked again from Kelly, pardon me. Scooped up this time by Mayberry. Mayberry looks over to Townsend. Townsend sets up to Mayberry. Mayberry back to Townsend. 7:13 remaining here in half number 1, quarter number 2. Bunting, bounce pass looking out for Townsend. Holcomb doing a great job of defending that perimeter. Sets out to Seibert. Seibert, pardon me. Sets over to Rowland. Rowland again. Over to Seibert. Sets out for Bunting. Bunting trying to draw it up. 6:45 remaining here, first half. Again, great defense from Holcomb, not trying to give any open look. There's one on the way, can't get it. Rebound back in the hands of the Hornets and a foul. Great offensive play and setup from the Hornets.
Yeah, in that possession, Campbell, kind of took the ear out of it, and Holcomb said, that's okay, we'll just play defense even harder. Nice defensive pressure by the Hornets, disrupted any of Campbell's offensive flow there.
So the Camels left without a point on that possession, and the Hornets going to try to even this up or at least get within 1. Sets up for Kenner. Kenner now to reach Crittenson just outside the timeline. Cross-court pass. Smith keeps it in play. Is right in front of the Campbell bench. Reese Crittenson, 2-on-1 jumper. Got it! JRC gets on the board, and he's got 4 on the night in a 1-point game.
One of Holcomb's biggest leaders is Jacob Reeves Crittenson. Everything kind of runs through him, a senior point guard. We'll expect big things from him as the night goes on.
And the arm bar is going to be called offensive foul on Bunting. So it seems as if the Hornets have really kind of ridden a little bit of the momentum, what we saw in quarter number 1. They're riding that not necessarily on shooting, but more so on that defensive ability and pressure they've been setting up.
Yeah, Holcomb just kind of, going with the flow here, whatever, defense is taking and they're turning the offense, kind of bad timing there with our announcer's jinx.
Yep, there it is again. Or maybe not. The block this time from Kenner. Kenner charging. Fakes it on his own. Got it! A block and score for Noah Kenner to get the Hornets back up front. The Camels now quickly moving the other way. Here's Fowler launching it in and out. Rebound back in the hands of Smith. Smith now quickly lurking back the other way. One thing to note, though, too, Campbell with 3 fouls as it stands right now. 2 more, and Holcomb will be shooting for the rest of the quarter.
And also one of their starters, their main scorers, Ben Rowland, has 2 early fouls for the Camels, so one thing to note also.
Reese Crittenson for 3. Can't get it. Rebound back in the hands of Tanner Smart. And the Camels now quickly moving out the other way. Sets up now to Bunting. And Bunting wanted to take some time trying to draw up the offense just a little bit more. 5 minutes remaining here in quarter number 2. Holcomb, only their second lead tonight. Here's Mayberry. Could not connect. McNabb was in front guarding Drew Fowler. And the Hornets again will take over.
Holcomb is playing very well defensively. They're changing looks up. They went from man-to-man to start. Now they're in a zone, just disrupting Campbell's offensive flow by changing looks up. Have to adjust to different things.
I mean, once again, you got to adjust and be ready to go, and that's exactly what they've done here tonight. Here's Smith to get it up. Now finding Reeves Crittenton with 4.5 remaining. Now sets up to McNabb. McNabb up to Kenner. Kenner in and out. Pick up by the big fellow, Wyatt Jansen. And the Camels now quickly moving the other way. Over to Townsend. Townsend drops, gets it stolen away, and picked up again by Bunting. Charges on his own, can't get it. Smart for the rebound, shot, won't go, but a whistle.
Both teams here with, 7 turnovers for Holcomb early on, 5 for Campbell. So it kind of shows how the flow of this game is going. Both teams are playing fast, which leads to turnovers at times. So it kind of shows the narrative of this game early on.
So again, it's just been defensive flow more than anything. But keep in mind for scoring, Campbell has not scored a point in this second quarter as it stands.
Yeah, Holcomb going on a nice little defensive run here for about 4 minutes here, defensive pressure. And now Smart to the line to look to end that drought.
So in the first, 3:49 in the second. No points on the board for the Camels as of yet. Substitutions coming in for Campbell. With 4:11 remaining here in half number 1. Smart goes 0 for 2. Here come the Hornets back the other way. Setting up for Reeves Crittenton. Now bounce pass to look for Kelly. Kelly gets it up and in. Holcomb on a 7-0 run halfway through the second. And the Camels now going to have to try to reset and move it back the other way. Oh, throw up shot. Can't get it from Sam Bunting. Here comes Smith. Throws it up. Yes!
Holcomb is playing with a lot of confidence on offense and defense, and it's leading to overall success on the court so far.
3-shot from Siebert answers right back. And again, a 2-point game. The offensive jolt that the Camels needed. Here come the Hornets back the other way. It's Smith. Cross-court pass to Valdez Castro. Sets up to Crittenton. 2-on-1. Gets it out now to find Smith. Smith trying to draw up past the Campbell pressure. Finding McNabb. Throws it away and out of play. It'll be last touched by Campbell, so going to move Holcomb back a little bit further, but still kind of keeping the offensive possession in their favor.
On that last 3 by Siebert, like we noted before the game, Campbell is very deep off the bench. Siebert had 15 or 11 last night off the bench, so expect him to do great things for the Camels.
3:05 remaining here in quarter number 2. Holcomb with the 21-19 lead. Valdez Castro shoots it up. Can't get it. Rebound back in the hands of Kenner. He's going to go to the line. So the 4th team foul on the Hornets. We'll wait to see who that's going to be credited on. That is going to be on Sam Bunting, and that'll be his first.
Holcomb is out hustling Campbell on the offensive boards right now. You look at the score sheet. Holcomb with 8 offensive rebounds compared to Campbell's 3. So if Holcomb continues to play at this pace of play, they'll be just fine all night.
Interesting note: Holcomb has not made a 3 at all in this game. It's been coming from all in the paint and helping out at the charity stripe just a little bit. Kenner going 1 for 2. He does go for 1 for 2, we should say. Went 0 for 1. Do a little math there. It evens out at the end of the day. And a 3-point game at advantage of the Hornets. Pick up again from Kenner. Kenner, a great sneak move, but couldn't get it in. Here's Bunting trying to take it up, ball on his own. Bunting outside, shot from Townsend. Can't get it. Offensive board from Jansen. Jansen 2-on-1, bobbles, reclaims it. Now back in the hands of Smart for the 2. No good. Rebounded by number 2 and Noah Kenner for the Hornets. And here comes McNabb to reset with 2:20 remaining in the second.
Holcomb is running great stuff offensively here, and another set coming for the Hornets. See what happens here.
Outside, nearly picked up by Smart, and it does. Great pressure coming in from the junior. And tries to answer back on his own. He can't, but will have a chance to go to the line.
Nice head fake by Smart on the offensive end, got his defender up in the air, and he'll go to the line and shoot 2 now. Campbell is shooting 1 for 4 from the free throw line. They shot 15 for 15 yesterday, so just a tell 2 games so far.
2:04 remaining. Smart answers back with the first of 2, and we'll see Devin Kelly return to action. Coming up at halftime, we'll break down all the stats from this game, get you set up for some of the upcoming matchups. That's all coming up at halftime. Shot is good from Tanner Smart. It's 2:04 remaining, and now we're starting to see a little bit of that full court pressure come in play for the Camels as they begin to pull it back just a little bit, though. As Kenner crosses the timeline, gets it outside to Reeves Crittenton. Reeves Crittenton trying to keep it in play. And a whistle on the Camels. So that's 5 fouls. It's going to be free throws for the remaining 145 after, well, actually going to the line now, we should say. And it is going to be number 2, Noah Kenner. Again, if you take a look at the scoring, we'll talk a little bit more about that coming up a little bit later, but even scoring across the board for Coach John Hickson and his squad with 2 players with 5 and 3 with 4, one of them being Noah Kenner, who still has 5. And the free throw is going to continue to play a factor on this.
Keener, a very mobile player. He can play inside out. He's very quick off the, the drive, so just another good athlete in this tournament.
Keener looking for the second. Can't get it. Still a 1-point game. Great board from Valdez Castro. Here's Reeves Crittenton. Sets it up, finding Smith. Smith now at the top is Keener. Keener looks up, can't get it. Rebound back in the hands of Jansen. And a whistle going to be picked up on Keener. So another foul on Keener. That's going to be his second, or his third. That is going to be his 3rd personal foul. And team foul number 3.
A little bit of foul trouble here for the Hornets so far, and they don't have as much off the bench as Campbell does, so we'll see how that plays a role in this game.
Bunting crossing the timeline, starting to see the team's going to slow it down a little bit. Fakes up on the jumper is Jansen. Jansen looks out, sets over to Smart. Smart again, back to Bunting at the top. 1:11 remaining in half number 1. Here's Bunting. Bunting, bounce pass now to Smart. Smart sets up with McNabb. McNabb, 2-on-1 pressure, answers, and the foul.
Nice baseline drive there by Tanner Smart. He now has 13 points for the Camels, just a junior for the Camels. He's just playing overall inside out. He's getting to the free throw line also.
Tanner Smart using his abilities quite well this evening. 13 of the Campbell 23. And a foul is going to be picked up on the Hornets. This time it's going to be on Devin Kelly. And that'll be his 2nd personal foul. And completes the 3-point play. So the Hornets trailing the Camels again once more. Campbell back up in front. We'll have substitutions abound come in for the Camels.
See what Holcomb does. 57 seconds on the play clock. Do they hold for one, or do they try to get a quick bucket?
Looks like they're going to go for a timeout and think about that. We'll step aside as well. Campbell up by 2 here on Consolation Semi-Night from Bernie. Back in a moment.
Do you need personalized merchandise? Trying to celebrate the season of that big state run? Then Juju Promotions in New Madrid has you covered. Whether it's heat presses, screen printing, or embroidery, we always have an option that will leave you satisfied and looking your best. With seasonal styles and plenty of accessories, there's something here for everyone. So come in and shop around. You'll be welcome with a smile and leave more fashionable than ever. Call us at 573-748-4040 or visit us in New Madrid.
So far, it's been an even matchup between these two teams, with Campbell going on a 6-0 scoring run to get things moving early in the first, and then Holcomb on a 7-1 run, a 9-1 run, we should say, on their own. It's been a tale of momentum, one pace versus another, kind of like a relay race a little bit. But right now, really, both teams trying to find any form of momentum. And currently, it hasn't been in scoring, but defense.
Yeah, neither team is shooting very well from the field. You know, Holcomb 9 for 27, Campbell 9 for 23. So kind of both teams are similar in their shooting. But a lot of the action has just been, you know, fast break, you know, layups off of turnovers, you know, defenses creating offense for both teams early on.
So 57 seconds remaining. Can the number 8 Hornets at least find a way to be upset-minded here tonight? This pass just going to be lobbed out of play. They're going to look to see if it's going to stay with the Hornets, and it will. Last touch by Logan Townsend. Again, great pressure from the Camels. It's, you know, again, Reese Crittenton had to just kind of lob it out, but worked out in their favor at that point. Underneath the Campbell basket. Now Valdez Castro on the inbounds pass. Full man-to-man pressure being played. Reese Crittenton falls, picks it up, but a traveling violation. His left foot kind of moved up a little bit. And so Campbell will take over.
Coach Hickson wanted a foul on that one, but sometimes it's how the game goes. You know, it's a bad break for the Hornets.
So here comes Bunting again, crossing the timeline. 40 seconds remaining here in the opening half. Bunting gets it up and in. Sam Bunting showing why he is a scoring leader on his team. He's got 7 tonight. And Reeves Crittenton just crossing the timeline, taking at least a little bit of time. Campbell again making some defensive adjustments. Setting up for McNabb. McNabb on the outside finds Reeves Crittenton. Looks over to Valdez Castro, loses it. It's back in the hands of Siebert, trying to keep his hands. And it's Valdez Castro on the push. And that'll be the team's 5th foul with 11.4 remaining. And for Valdez Castro, it'll be his first.
You know, Castro's kind of a little carried away there. A frustration foul there on the defensive end. It's kind of, you know, push Siebert, and Siebert go to the line to shoot too.
So it'll be Keenan Siebert at the line, a 5'9" sophomore. Doesn't make his first. Free throws have not been terribly kind to the Camels. 4 for 7, 4 for 8 now officially. And make it 5 for 9. 27-22, 10 seconds remaining. Holcomb trying to keep it in play and throw it away. Here's Siebert again once more. Nearly picked away by the Hornets. A little bit of a tussle for it. Does Townsend get it up to Smart to beat the horn? He won't. And that is how this first half will end. Back and forth they go. But where the merry-go-round stops, nobody knows. But it is swinging in the favor of the Camels, who lead it by 5 at the end of the first half. We'll be back coming up in just a little bit to get you broken down on some of the stats, highlights, and what we're looking forward to in half number 2, game number 2, here tonight at Bernie. Night number 2 of the consolation semifinals of the 2023 Bernie Invitational. Glad you're with us here on Aycorp Sports.
When we look, we listen. When we evaluate, we understand. We get you to the right number without treating you like one. At Southeast Primary Care, we know your relationship with your doctor is one of the keys to get you better and keep you well. Our network of providers connects you to the brightest minds and latest technologies. It's a healthy relationship. Southeast Primary Care, always by your side.
What First State Community Bank means to me is, it says it in its name, community.
We're family, we care about one another, whether it's in our SEMO markets or we can reach out to someone in Farmington, Columbia. They're always there to assist.
We are very customer focused. Our employees do a great job with listening to the customers.
The tellers know 100% of all customers by their name.
If you want to feel at home, then walk into the doors of First State Community Bank.
Southern Custom Meats in Dexter, Missouri is providing you with the best in custom butchering, fresh vegetables, and farm fresh eggs. Call now or visit us today and see the Southern Custom Meats difference for yourself.
Missouri State Senator Jason Bean, representing Butler, Carter, Dunklin, Mississippi, New Madrid, Oregon, Pemiscot, Ripley, Stoddard, and Wayne counties, would like to wish all the Southeast Missouri basketball programs in the 25th District a safe and successful season.
My name is Kevin Rossville. I'm a farmer from Prairie County, Arkansas. Been farming since 1991. Started farming with my father-in-law when I got married. We've been raising rice ever since. We've all been looking for something for a change for years. And I think this 263L is going to be the next and up and coming thing for us. It's really going to work well on a lot of different ground and a lot of different farms around here.
Dynagro 263L, available exclusively at Nutrient Ag Solutions.
First State Bank and Trust is more than just products and services. We're there for you for your first paycheck, buying a home, opening a small business, starting a family, or planning to retire, and everything in between. We're the local bank you know and trust for all of your financial needs. Visit fsbtrust.com or stop by your local First State Bank and Trust to explore all of your financial options. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
At Young Real Estate, we're Southeast Missouri, just like you.
We are parents.
We are teachers.
We are grandparents.
We are active in our community.
We are patriots.
Serving all of Southeast Missouri, and we are here for you.
We are young.
NextEra Energy Resources is the world's largest generator of renewable energy from the wind and sun, and a world leader in energy storage. Since 2016, NextEra Energy Resources has invested more than $339 million in Missouri to fuel local economic growth. Today, our company owns and operates one wind energy facility in the state and is looking to invest even more in the Show Me State. We are committed to being a trusted community partner and look forward to providing affordable, clean, renewable energy for generations of Missourians to come.
Sandy Small Engine in Malden, Missouri is the best local dealer for all your outdoor equipment needs. From mowers to repairs, we've got you covered. Call now or stop in today.
We're right here at King Jerry Lawler's Hall of Fame Bar and Grill on world famous Beale Street, and as you can see, oh my gosh, we have the best barbecue ribs in Memphis. Oh my gosh, the gumbo is out of this world, but you gotta try the King's Triple Decker Slam Burger. You'll love it.
Mathis Funeral Home of Dexter and Bernie strives to provide their community with the accommodations and services needed to relieve your family during times of loss. For more information, give them a call and see how Mathis Funeral Home can help meet your expectations in celebrating your loved ones.
Fast break, cold beer, pork steak. Fast break, best chicken in the whole state. Fast break, woo doggies, I think I need a fast break. Alright.
Fast Break in Bernie, Missouri. Fresh food, lottery, gas, and more.
Fast Break.
Growing cotton in the Mid-South is hard work. As a farmer, you make tough decisions every day. Choosing a cotton variety shouldn't be one of them. Next-gen brand varieties from Americot are bred specifically for cotton growers like you. We're 100% independent and farmer-owned. Plant cotton that works as hard as you do. Americot. All we do is cotton, all the time.
Back here at Bernie High School, getting ready for half number 2, consolation semifinal number 1 between the Hornets and the Campbell Camels. The Camels lead it over Holcomb 27-22. We welcome you back, Joe Northern, Garrett Hicks again. Really, if there's one word that we could, or really, I guess, one phrase that we could describe half number 1, a lot of back and forth between the two as we take a look at some of the numbers as well. Really, the three-point line has not been great to the Hornets, but 2-point field goals and shot selection have been.
Yeah, overall, looking at some first-half stats, the teams are very similar. Holcomb 9 for 27 from the field, Campbell 10 for 25. Free throw-wise, Holcomb 4 for 8, Campbell 5 for 9. So both teams are getting, kind of the same amount of shot attempts up, so it shows on the scoreboard.
And one thing that really I want to kind of look at, and we can scroll down and get some of the ancillary stats as well. How about the rebounds that we've seen on the board? Not even necessarily defensively, but offensively. Holcomb having the advantage on that one, 9-4, 18 of 13 rebounds altogether. But again, turnovers and steals. Campbell has really benefited from the steals tonight, primarily from number 5, Sam Bunning.
Yeah, both teams are getting out, in transition off. They're creating, defense and the offense. So both teams, were kind of sloppy in the first half. When the other team, Holcomb and Campbell both pressed. So a little bit of sloppiness by both teams. But Sam Bunning, and Tanner Smart are having a nice game. Kind of feeding each other, with passing.
14 for Tanner Smart, 7 for Bunting. Meanwhile, for the Hornets, very balanced scoring across the board with 2 players with 5, 3 players with 4. It's just been kind of a tale of next man up and who's going to be ready to be underneath the bucket. But so far, it's been Noah Kenner. However, he is currently in foul trouble with 3.
Yeah, looking at some first-half scoring for both teams, speaking of Noah Kenner, he has 5 points and 6 rebounds, so he's kind of doing some of the dirty work for Holcomb down low. Bryce McNabb, another guy doing some of the dirty work, 4 points, 3 rebounds. Jacob Reeves-Crittenden, their senior leader, has 4 points. Lennon Smith with 4. And for Campbell, Sam Bunning has 7, and then, what we really touched on tonight is Tanner Smart with 14 first-half points. If Campbell can keep feeding him in the second half, I think it's going to be a great finish.
It very well could be. As we head to half number 2, we've seen a lot of crazy finishes in night number 1. Of course, obviously, the double overtime game that Campbell endured last night. Didn't get the win, but they certainly endured 48 minutes, or 40 minutes, I should say, last night of action.
Yeah, you don't see much, overtime basketball in high school basketball, especially, double overtime with, what we saw back, seems like the teams were just trading threes offensively, in that second overtime.
Meanwhile, Holcomb did play a competitive first half, but Puxico proven to be too strong. Could they get some redemption here tonight? We'll find out as we're underway. Here's Smart now in control. Smart gets it up. Easy bucket up and in. Just leave it off where he left off last night. Reeves-Crittenden now crossing the timeline. We're looking to cross the timeline, that is. Settling up for some pressure. The Hornets taking their time in moving forward. Here's McNabb. Now back to Noah Keener. Keener at the top. Keener, 2-on-1. Looks inside to find McNabb. Going to be bounced off the knee. So it'll be a great inbounds pass coming up for the Hornets. Nice little baseline pass, you should say.
If Holcomb retains with the Hornets for its offense possession, they'll go a 4 cross based on out of bounds set here.
It'll be Valdez Castro on the inbound. Sets it up for McNabb. Gets it up and in. Again, McNabb doing all the dirty work, as you say, even those quick little lay-ins that have helped the Hornets out here tonight. Campbell now quickly moving the other way. Here's Bunting. Bunting trying to set up his offense. It feels like we're going to get more of just like controlled defense and really positioned shot selection early on in this one before maybe some track meets. And the blocking foul going to be picked up on the Hornets, and this time it'll be on number 4, Landon Smith. They were looking for the charge, didn't get it on that one.
Yeah, one thing to note also was Holcomb again changed their defense up. They were in the zone for most of the second quarter. Now back to man-to-man. It's what they started in. And speaking of shot selection, both teams are going to be very disciplined. They're well coached. Steve Fowler and John Hickson for Holcomb.
3 on the way for Ben Relland, and it's in. And the threes are something that the Camels are very, very good at. And it's their 3rd tonight. Here's Reeves-Crittenden. Sets it up now to McNabb. McNabb trying to get outside the key. He does, but bobbled it away as Noah Keener was looking for it, but just couldn't keep a hand on it. So it will be the Camels to take over. 6:32 remaining here in quarter number 3. The Camels riding some offensive control, and the Hornets want to stop to think it over with 6:32 remaining. As you know, we mentioned about obviously these games going on here tonight. Not the only games that will be going on this week here at the Bernie Invitational. A bunch of action coming up here on Aycorp Sports in the month of December. Next week, we're going to be at Sykeston Fieldhouse bringing you the SEMO Conference Tournament. Full-scale coverage, tip the trophy from December 4th through 8th, and then we are going to be headed to the alma mater of one Garrett at the Clarkton Holiday Tournament coming up on December 11th through 15th, and that's a tournament that's only just continued to grow over time too.
Yeah, Clarkton Holiday Tournament is a great tournament. A lot of schools, play in that tournament to get ready for the Bloomfield Christmas Tournament. You have Malden in that tournament, Donovan, also Portugal in that tournament. So 3 teams that are just, getting prepared for the Bloomfield Christmas Tournament. It's a great tournament, kind of get the year going.
And that's what we like to call a transition in the biz, as we'll be wrapping it up with the 67th annual Bloomfield Christmas Tournament beginning December 26th through the 29th. 72 games in 34 days, and we've got them for you all right here on Aycorp Sports. We get tomorrow night off, though. 6:32 remaining. Campbell now riding a little bit of offensive momentum. They're on a 5-3 run. So, again, only a minute 32 gone by, but shot selection has been the name of the game. And, again, really the big key for Holcomb is that it seems like they kind of ran out of gas a little bit against Puxico. They're going to have to try to prevent that against a very good Campbell team as well.
Yeah, Campbell, losing yesterday, but they're still a really good 5 seed. They took a really good Twin Rivers team to double overtime. So obviously Campbell knows what they're capable of, and they're wanting to show that here in the consolation rounds.
Here's Rowland now with a guarding on Valdez Castro. Valdez Castro bounce pass, sets up for Townsend, up for 3, can't get it, out of play. And it'll be Holcomb to inbound right underneath us.
Campbell's going to show some more pressure. I'm sure Coach Fowler, saw yesterday scouting the loser of, the winner or loser of this game, that Holcomb got fatigued in the second half, so he's, extending that pressure out.
Valdez Castro thrown out of play. It'll be the Camels again to take over. A lot of great defensive pressure, but a lot of mental mistakes we're seeing from the Hornets to start this third quarter.
Yeah, one of our keys to the game that I said in the beginning was control the controllables, and that's one of those things that, it's just a careless turnover for the Hornets, and, it's hard for Coach Hicks, and that'll drive him crazy.
Devin Kelly coming in for Valdez Castro, as the Camels will be moving it right to left. Staying in bounds is Rowland.
Holcomb still in their man-to-man pressure defense.
Rowland now setting up to Bunting. We're seeing that man-to-man continuing to play a factor. Bunting just trying to spread it out a little bit. Looks to the inside to find Townsend. Townsend 3-on-1 pressure. Inside, rolls just in for Tanner Smart. The little dramatic rolling, as we like to say.
Yeah, Smart continuing to have a nice game with 16 points. His fourth point in the second half, correct me.
18 for him tonight. Here's a shot up and off the mark. And here comes Devin Keller the other way. But Smart picking it up. High shot from Townsend, answering back for 3. And Holcomb now on a scoring, or Campbell, now on a scoring run of their own. With 4:56 left in the third, they'll stop to think it over. So will we. Back in a moment on Aycorp. Campbell on an 11-2 scoring run here in the third quarter to start the third quarter. And again, we're starting to see a little bit more of that depth come out for the Camels, where we only had 4 scorers, we should say, for the Camels in the first half. We're starting to see more kind of crop up from them. primarily still led by Tanner Smart, but Logan Townsend and Ben Rowland getting on the board too.
Yeah, Holcomb, they're getting, a little bit fatigued on, both ends of the floor, offensively and defensively. That was Coach Hickson's 4th timeout call, so only 1 timeout left in the game tonight, so he'll have to, manage that situation.
So we'll see if fatigue could potentially be a factor. Loser will be playing at 4 o'clock coming up on Friday afternoon. They'll play the loser of our next game, Bernie and Bloomfield. That'll be coming up approximately 7:30. Could be potentially a little bit earlier. Either way, we'll have it for you as soon as we're done with this one. That is a block coming in from Tanner Smart. But a whistle will be picked up on him in the process. Or I beg your pardon, that is going to be on number 2, Logan Townsend on the reach-in, but the big block from Tanner Smart. You love to kind of see those big leaps come from him as Devin Kelly misses his first.
Yeah, everyone in the gym thought the foul was on Smart, but it was, from the side on Townsend.
Again, from our vantage points, normally in most courts we are sitting kind of courtside where we can see everything right to left. This time we're baseline to baseline, so a very unique view of it, but a very good one too, we should say. Here's Bunting at the top. Sets it out to Townsend. Townsend cross court, now finding Bunting again. Looks inside to Rowland. Rowland looks inside, sets it up to Smart, in and out. A whistle going to be picked up offensively on the Camels. And exactly the break that Coach John Hickson and company needed. So that'll be on Beckett Hanners. That'll be his first, team foul number 2. Here comes Keener. Keener, right side, can't get it, but we'll get a chance to go to the line. And we're starting to see a little bit of those extra pushes kind of come in from Campbell. Again, controlling the controllables. You said it at the top of the broadcast. Campbell now in a little bit of foul trouble. It's foul number 2 on Logan Townsend, but the 3rd of the quarter.
Yeah, if Holcomb wants to get back in this game, they need to shoot it better from the free throw line. If currently 4 for 10, 40%, they'll definitely want to improve on that mark, and there's Keener knocking down the first.
So Keener breaking the drought of what was a 9-0 or an 11-0 run, we should say, for the Camels to get this 3rd quarter started. Second shot is up and good. So still an 11-point game, 4:15 remaining here in the 3rd. Quick pass coming up now, settling is Fowler. Fowler looking outside, looking for Bunting. Bunting again, bounce pass, sets up, finds Tanner Smart, can't get it. Blocked and taken away by Reeves Crittenton. They're going to have to move quickly. Here comes Keener. Keener shot up on the right side of the key, banks it up and in. Great quick transition play for the Hornets, pulls them within 9 in a 3-possession game. Here come the Camels back the other way. Here's Rowland, sets up, off the board, trying to get it. The big steal and pick, it's going to be a jump ball on Devin Kelly. And the possession's going to go to the Hornets. Great reach-in, great ball IQ for Mr. Kelly and company.
Yeah, both teams is really playing hard. And Devin Kelly, with a nice IQ there. That's the 2nd time I've seen him do something, good in this game. Earlier in the game, he had a nice baseline drive. The defender was pressuring him one way. He took it the other way.
McNabb on the inbound gets it up to Keener. Keener going to be crossing the timeline shortly. Sets it up at the top of the arc. Now finding McNabb, looking for 3, in and out. Holcomb has not seen the nectar of the 3-point shot tonight, at least not yet anyway. Fowler has found it and finds it again. So a 12-point game, and Campbell wasting no time defending Bryce McNabb. Now gets it up to Keener, a little bit of transition on defense. Looks like, again, they're settling up in that 2-2-1. Keener gets it outside, finding to Smith. Smith on the inbounds to McNabb, lows in and out. Campbell now quickly moving it back the other way. Bunting inside to find Smart. Bunting, Smart can't get it up. A whistle will be called, and this time it's going to be on Keener.
Nice head take there by Keener. Didn't know if he's going to draw a foul for a second, but just, good by Smart, correct me there for Campbell. He has 18 points here. Looks to make it 20 with 2 free throws.
Keener going to pick up his 4th personal. That's team foul number 2. And again, what a night that Tanner Smart has had this evening. Just continuing to be the offensive firepower for this Campbell team. And again, was close to a double-double last night. Didn't get it with the double overtime, but Currently 4 boards on the board for him, along with 19 points. Could make it 20, and he does.
That's a bad bowl for Holcomb offensively, and Noah Keener losing him. He has 7 points, 6 rebounds here. So he's playing very well overall, just with 4 fouls, rebounding the basketball and also scoring as Keener. So that'll hurt Holcomb offensively.
It'll be McNabb to inbound. 2:50 remaining here in the third quarter. A whistle and a force out of bounds. Again, great defensive pressure setting up to force Valdez Castro out of play and getting Campbell in good territory. Here's Jansen, can't answer back, and still is going to go back. Actually, correction, it will be underneath our basket. It'll be Campbell with another opportunity.
Second chance opportunity for Campbell. Let's see if they can, convert on the second chance.
Lobs it up again to Smart. Can't get it. Whistle will be called. So foul trouble now becoming a factor, not just for teams, but also personally on the board for the Hornets. It's going to be the first on Bryce McNabb. But again, other players getting 3-4 fouls as it stands. Noah Keener, he's got 4. And again, the points continuing to rack up for one Tanner Smart. And it's now a 15-point game. Campbell continuing to try to extend their largest lead of the game so far.
Campbell's really improved their free throw shooting here in the second half. Now 8 for 13 from the line compared to Holcomb's 6 for 12.
Valdez Castro gets it out to McNabb. Now back in the hands of Smith. Smith looking on the inside, sets out to McNabb. Now back to Valdez Castro in the left wing. Over to Kelly. Kelly back to Valdez Castro, looking for 3, way off mark. And out of play from Reeves Crittenton. Going to go back to the Camels. So a 15-point game, 2:18 remaining in the third quarter. It's been essentially all Campbell in this third quarter, getting 17 points on the board in the third. Holcomb only was 6.
Yeah, Campbell's just really sped Holcomb up here in the third quarter. It's been a tale of 2 halves so far. A really close first half, and Campbell's kind of opened it up here in the third quarter.
Fowler now crossing the timeline. Gets it outside to find Siebert. Siebert again. Looking to drive in, 3-on-1 outside, finds Fowler again. Looks inside, left side of the key, banks it off the backboard. And the runs just continue to mount up for the Camels.
Once again, talking about Campbell's depth off the bench, Drew Fowler was 7 points off the bench for the Camels.
Continuing to ride that momentum, steal and pick up. Mayberry back to Fowler, can't get it in the hands of Smart, and making the smart decision to go off the backboard. 47-28. Gonna reach in. It's gonna be called on Campbell.
Smart with 23 points, and Holcomb's only put 28 up on the scoreboard so far. So it really shows just kind of the game Smart's having, for the Camels.
Fowler, it's going to be Drew Fowler on the foul for Campbell. That's going to be his 3rd, team foul number 4. Shot up for McNabb is up and good.
McNabb having a nice game with 10, so 2 post players playing very well for both teams.
The post is the most as it stands right now. 1:15 remaining here in the third. Nearly picked up by McNabb, can't get it. 3 shot on the way from Smart, banks it in! Tanner Smart, have a day, sir. 26 points. 1 minute remaining here in the third. Sets up now to Reese Crittenton, trying to answer back, he can't. Here comes Mayberry. Mayberry sets that up, taking a little bit of time. Outside up to Drew Fowler, gets it in, off the board. We're starting to see that fatigue hit just a little bit for Holcomb. 26 third quarter points so far for the Hornets here in the third quarter. 29 seconds remaining. McNabb trying to keep his hands on it, sets over to Jacobs. Sam Jacobs for the Hornets. Now finding Smith. Smith at the top of the arc. Looking now to Jacobs. Jacobs, 17 seconds remaining, 15. Jacobs looking back to Reeves Crittenton. Jacobs in control, 8 seconds, bounce pass to McNabb. The post player tries to bank it up and in, and he does. A nice little and one for the sophomore. And we'll see who the whistle will be called for. So it'll be the 5th team foul for the Camels. Of course, 6 seconds left. Doesn't really matter much in terms of the three-point shots. But it does matter for Tanner Smart. That's his 2nd. And again, Bryce McNabb at the line to complete the three-point play, and he does.
McNabb with 11 points for the, or make it 13 points for the Hornets so far, their leading scorer.
Smart at the horn, can't get it. And that's in the third quarter comes to a close. 26 third quarter points for the Camels. It puts them up by 19 as we head to the fourth. Back in a moment from Bernie here on Aycorp Sports.
Just remember, if Ultramorland is not on the back of your vehicle, you paid too much.
Gold beer, pork steak, fast break, best chicken in the whole state. Fast break, whoop doggies, I think I need a fast break. All right.
Fast Break in Bernie, Missouri. Fresh food, lottery, gas, and more.
Fast break.
52-33 our score. Campbell with an absolute explosive third quarter, and the big source of the scoring, getting some help off the bench, but again, Smart's playing very wisely here this evening.
Yeah, Tanner Smart having an incredible game here today with 26 points, 6 rebounds, going for another double-double, and he needs 4 rebounds. Just great overall basketball in the third quarter by Campbell. You know, they shot the three much better. They rebounded it much better. You know, offensive rebounds are now 15-10, or 9-6, correct me. That's the defensive rebounds. It's 15-10. So Campbell's really improved on the dirty work in the second half, you know, rebounding the basketball.
6 for 12 from the three-point shot, and 13 for 29 for field goals, but still just under 50% in overall shooting. Not too shabby. The Camels trying to look to play at 5:30 coming up on Friday, and one for Caden Mayberry. We'll see the foul is going to be credited to number 12, Sam Jacobs. That'll be his first. And another and one opportunity for the Camels this evening. I believe it is their 4th or 5th as it stands. But they do not make the most of this one. 3 on the way from Reeves Crittenson. No. Jacobs trying to get the offensive board. Can't meet it by Smart. Gonna whistle to see if he's still gonna be out of play. And he will be. So it will be Holcomb ball, but trying to rule where it's out of play. It looks like it's going to be just in front of the Campbell bench.
Nice effort by Smart, you know, trying to, you know, track down that loose ball. Just got a little bit too close to the sideline, went out of bounds. That's one of the problems about a smaller gym. You don't have as much room.
We're going to see Noah Kenner come back in the game. Kenner currently in foul trouble. He's got 4 as it stands. Here's McNabb, trying to get it up. Can't get it. Rebound back in the hands of Mayberry. Mayberry gets the pass out to Siebert. Siebert looking to connect with Smart. There's a little pivot on the foot to keep it in. Here's Jansen. Jansen outside to Siebert for 3. Can't get it. Rebound back to McNabb. McNabb quickly moving. Gets it outside, up and in the hands of Landon Smith. So Holcomb trying to ride a little bit of extra momentum, but a lot of ground to gain with 7 minutes remaining here in the fourth. It's going to be off the foot, and it's going to stay with the Camels. So 7 minutes to go in this one. The winner will be playing Friday night, against the winner of our next game, which is a good old-fashioned Stoddard County rivalry between Bernie and Bloomfield. 2 teams in new directions as well that'll be coming up immediately following this one. Here's the inbounds pass now to Smith. Smith trying to lob it up himself. He does. Landon Smith with back-to-back buckets, and the Hornets trying to ride a little bit of momentum here in the fourth. Outside 3 shot from Siebert to answer. He can't do it. Offensive board picked up by Jansen. Now back to Siebert for the redemption. Can't get it, and a foul's called. And it's going to be on Devin Kelly. It'll be his third, team foul number 2. So you can sense a little bit of frustration, at least from our vantage point, that the Hornets have had so far in this fourth.
Yeah, you know, for Holcomb, this second half has really hurt, you know, not only just, you know, on the scoreboard, but, you know, being rivals with Campbell, obviously they want to pull this one out, so they're just struggling in the second half, you know, offensively and defensively.
Only 15 second half points, rather, for the Hornets. Campbell now with 29 in the second half, including 26 in the third. It bounce pass from McNabb, sets up for Kenner. Kenner on his own. Keener at it. Back up to Reeves Crittenton for the long 3 ball. Can't get it. Stolen away, picked up by Kenner for the putback. So Keener doing a great job getting those putbacks and picking those up and in. Still a lot of work left to do. Off the mark, picked up by Rowland. Rowland again, back to Bunting, answers up and in.
That's one thing that Holcomb really missed in the third quarter is Noah Keener's presence. That might have been, you know, a little bit due to their third quarter struggles is Keener picked up an early 4th foul, so he had to play on the bench a lot of that quarter, which Keener does a lot of the little stuff for Holcomb, and that really hurt him.
Smith trying to ride up again, can't do it. Offensive board now to Bunting. Bunting quickly back to Smart, can't get it, but he'll get a whistle. And that could very well be it for Noah Keener. We'll wait to see what the official foul ruling is for him. 5:51 remaining, and that'll be it for him. And that is team foul number 3 on the Hornets. So again, 2 more, and then Campbell will be shooting the rest of the way. And the man that they don't want to be shooting quite a bit of them, but who's had quite the night, Tanner Smart.
Keener fouls out with 9 points, 8 rebounds. Nice game for Noah Keener in purple, a junior. Just, you know, fouled out a little bit too soon.
So we'll see what Smart can do here tonight, or at the free throw line. He misses the first. He's had a little bit of trouble when it comes to free throws this evening. Camels just a little over 500 on it, or under 500 now, we should say. Nope, still over, 9 for 17 at the moment. And 10 for 18, so still over 500. But you always want to look to try to make sure you're in that 70% free throw range, if not a little bit higher.
Yeah, you know, coaches say you need to have a few things to win a basketball game. You need to defend well, hit free throws, and play hard. You know, and Campbell's, you know, they shot the free throw at a decent rate, so they accomplished one of those.
Smith gets it up to McNabb, launches the 3, in and out. Picked up by Reeves Crittenton. Reeves Crittenton trying to quickly take it back the other way. Little spin move coming up from Kelly. Kelly can't get it. Picked up by Valdez Castro. And it'll be a whistle this time on Campbell, so some reprieve upcoming as they just moved it a little bit out of play. Valdez Castro lobs it up. Now to McNabb. 2-on-1. Can't get it. Rebound back in the hands of Hanners. Hanners moving quickly. Back to Fowler. Up and in. Drew Fowler getting some of those sneaky points just to add them on for the Hornets for the Camels, excuse me, as they need them. And getting some steals too. Picked up to Rowland. Up and in. And Campbell now just trying to run it up quickly. 23-point game with 4:55 remaining here in the fourth.
You know, Holcomb is getting just sped up by Campbell's defensive pressures. Campbell switched to a man-to-man. They kind of played in his zone most of the third quarter and first half. So once again, both teams just showing different looks and, you know, causing, disruptions offensively.
Devin Kelly with the bucket. Timeout coming from John Hickson. 4:42 remaining. We'll take it with them. Campbell trying to cruise to the 5th place game on Friday night. Back in a moment.
We're for agriculture. For growers, doers, whatever it takers. We're for doing things with purpose. We're for the little guy with big guy dreams. We're for agriculture. We're for you. Nutrien Ag Solutions, leading the field.
Thanks to an explosive third quarter, Campbell has not looked back from what was a 5-point game at halftime. Now a 21-point game in advantage of the Camels, leading by as many as 23. Don't forget, coming up Thursday night, championship semifinal action back here in Bernie. It'll be number 1 Puxico taking on Twin Rivers at 6 p.m. And then Neelyville taking on Risco at 7:30. Jim Riker, Corey Siskel have the call for you right back here from Bernie. Championship semifinals and then championship night on Friday. All 8 teams again back in action right here from the Mule Barn on Aycorp Sports. Campbell taking control again. Nearly picked up, and it is picked up this time by Kelly. Loosening it up on the steal. Landon Smith trying to throw it up. He can't do it. And an offensive board now from Sam Bunting. Bunting lobs it out. Sets it now to find Reeves Crittenson. Taken away by Valdez Castro. Valdez Castro taking it on the right side. Gets it up at the top, now finding Devin Kelly. We'll get a foul on Campbell at this point. I believe it's going to be at number 12, but it is Keenan Siebert.
One thing to note is
correction number 13, Beckett Hanners with the foul.
One thing to note is both teams kind of getting sloppy with the turnovers. Campbell with 11 turnovers and Holcomb with 14. So both teams have had their fair share of turnovers. It's kind of just, been a part of the flow of this game.
4:12 remaining. Campbell trying to take over. They're going to do the little roll-in method. And a jump ball going to go to the Camels. I do appreciate the nice little roll just to try to get your hands on it no matter what. Don't see too much of that.
No, you don't.
Inbounds pass now to Townsend. Sets it up top to find Sam Bunting with 4:03 remaining here in this one. High shot for 3. It's Sam Bunting again. And Sam Bunting now entering double digits. Holcomb's continuing to dominate on threes tonight, or Campbell dominating on threes. Reeves Crittenson trying to find the nectar. He can't. Quick cross-course pass to Bunting. Whoop. Nearly hitting and knocking out our director, Josh I, but no one was injured. So the clock with 3:42 remaining here in this fourth quarter. And it's been all Campbell all in this second half. And out to play again once more. And still these guys just coming in, playing hard no matter what. Doesn't matter if it's a 26-point game, 24-point game, or a 2-point game, 40-point game. You got to love the physical energy that these guys are providing tonight.
Yeah, both teams playing with a lot of pride for their school. And that's what you want to see on the high school circuit is, no matter what the scoreboard shows or, what game you're playing in, just continue to play hard.
65-41 the score. Make it 65-43 in advantage of Bryce McNabb. He gets the quick 3-point shot with 3:23 remaining here in the fourth. Now sits back up again to find Ben Rowland. Rowland again gets it out. Looking to connect to Keener. Or beg your pardon, Townsend. Townsend now to find Fowler. Fowler again once more. Shot way off the mark. Picked up again by McNabb. Sets it up to find Landon Smith. Smith lobs, loses it. A little bit of a tussle on the floor. Valdez Castro finds it out of the way. Can't get it. Rebound again from Holcomb. Now back to Reese Crittenson. Reese Crittenson up, can't get it. Landon Smith can't get it. And the Camels now on a steal. Here comes Rowland. Rowland lays it up and in. 67-43 with 2:40 remaining here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, nice outlet pass there to Ben Rowland. Converted the layup. He has 7 points now.
2.5 remaining here in this one. It's been all Campbell in the second. Holcomb showing a little bit of sign of momentum, but losing one of those dominant players as Landon Smith gets it in for 3. First 3 of the Hornets all night, we should say.
Landon Smith had a nice game for Holcomb. He has 11 points, also a junior. So both teams, have a bright future.
Whistle is going to be no shot on the floor, so it's going to stay on the floor. 67-46 our score. 2:11 remaining here in this fourth quarter. And it'll be a slew of substitutions coming in. Xander Mayberry and Caden Mayberry coming in for Campbell. Xander in on the inbound. Gets it up to Fowler. Fowler on the outside. Finds Siebert for 3. Rims it out. Loosen up, still going to stay with Campbell. So again, just missed opportunities of what we've seen here tonight for the Hornets. Meanwhile, for the Camels, just a complete momentum of a second-half team and a very complete team of what we've seen thus far. Up and in this time for Landon Wilson with 1:55 remaining.
Like you said, I'd tell 2 halves, a very close game at halftime. Just kind of yesterday, it seems like both games, Holcomb has kind of run out of gas, fatigue-wise in the second half of both games.
Quick tip picked up by Reeves Crittenton. He gets that shot up, can't get it. Valdez Castro answers back on the putback. And a 21-point game, a minute and a half to go. Setting up to Siebert. Siebert lobs it up, can't get it. And another whistle on the Hornets. That'll be team foul number 5. Of course, this game well decided. So barring any wild ridiculousness in the last 85 seconds in this one, Campbell will be playing at 5:30 coming up on Friday. Holcomb will have the matinee at 4 p.m. The question is who against. We'll know that answer in about an hour 45 or so. I think that's an apt time, I guess we could say. We'll find out the opponents for part of Friday afternoon.
It would be Campbell's second straight year of playing in the Consolation Championship. They fell to Holcomb last year in that game, so Campbell's looking, to win that game now.
Setting up again to Reeves Crittenton. Bounce pass from Matt Russum in the game. Shot up, off the mark, rebound back to Landon Wilson. With 1:09 remaining here in this one. Wilson gets it out to Siebert on the left side, bakes it in for 3. The 3-point shots have been a big difference too in this one, with less than a minute to go. Here's Valdez Castro crossing the timeline. Sets it up to find McNabb and Jacobs. 4-on-1 pressure, can't get it, and a foul will be called on Campbell. So 73-48, 48.5 left to go.
One thing you notice is Holcomb is still continuing to play hard. Even though on the scoreboard they're trailing right now, just, overall Holcomb's continuing to play hard in, the second half here.
Devin Kelly at the line. Again, it's a team that does have some veteran leaders. You've got, of course, Jacob Reeves Crittenton, but you've also got Devin Kelly, Trey Moody, and, of course, Jesus Valdez Castro, Luke Patterson, guys that we've seen over the past couple of years at Bloomfield, primarily Reeves Crittenton, of course, but other guys that have made some noise for this team, too. Here's Valdez Castro, speaking of which, on the steal. Sets up, 3-point shot on the way from Russum, can't get it. 2-on-1 inbounds pass, now finding Mayberry. Mayberry lobs it up, and a foul will be called. With 31.3 remaining. Campbell, again, as you mentioned, Garrett, going to be going back to their second consecutive consolation championship. They're trying to figure out who that they will be playing. I imagine that they will be watching with interest, whether it be with us online or in arena. Shot is up and off the mark. So we'll see what Mayberry can do here. His shot is up and good. He enters the scoring books for tonight with the second free throw. Valdez Castro crossing the timeline.
Everybody getting involved for Campbell here. Looks like we'll touch on that later, but lots of scoring overall for Campbell.
Here's the quick touch coming from Jacobs. Gets it now to Valdez Castro. Valdez Castro, 16 seconds, back up to Kelly. Kelly gets it up to Matt Russum. Stolen away by the Campbells, 9 seconds to go. Jump ball's still going to remain with the Hornets. So 9 seconds remaining. It's been all Campbell in this second half. And the inbounds pass coming in, nearly picked away by Siebert, and it is, and he's just going to let this one run out. So thanks to an explosive second half, Campbell riding the momentum in a 74-49 victory as they will be headed back to the Consolation Championship for the second consecutive year. And Holcomb will be playing in that 7th place game coming up Friday afternoon at 4 p.m. 74-49 the final. Let's go ahead and break down some of these final game stats on hand. And really, Garrett, the big thing that we look at is just the 26-point third quarter made a world of difference for Campbell and company.
Yeah, overall, just Campbell, kind of, blew away in the second half, blew the doors open in the second half. Looking at some of their stats, 27 for 58, field goals. They shot 8 for 19 from 3, which is not a bad number at all, in high school basketball. 12 for 22 from the free throw line. They'll look to improve on that. And turnovers-wise, they cut the turnovers down, only 12 in the second half compared to Holcomb's 14. Holcomb kind of struggled from the field, 20 for 61, 19 for 42 from the two-point field goal, and 1 for 19 from 3. When you can only hit 1 3, that'll hurt you, especially with a team like Campbell who hit 8.
And I think the other thing that you got to think about, too, is that again, Holcomb forced more shots up, but Campbell executed them quite a bit better. Executed them better, obviously, with more three-point shots than anybody, too. So
yeah, Holcomb just got hurt in the second half overall. 1 by Campbell's pressure and 2 by Noah Keener picking up a 4th foul. And he had to, sit on the bench for most of the third quarter, which really hurt Holcomb, in my opinion. Keener finished with, 9 points, 8 rebounds, near a double-double. So Holcomb, that really hurt them in the second half.
So if we go ahead and break down some of the final numbers, final totals, Tanner Smart, 27 points. Arguably the big scorer when it comes to that tonight. Sam Bunting had a big night last night, had a decent night tonight, 12-6 overall. Ben Rowland right in, especially in the second half too, 7 points and 3 rebounds. Drew Fowler with 11, Keenan Siebert with 9 leading the scoring. Meanwhile, for the Holcomb Hornets, Bryce McNabb, the big guy in the post, with 15 points. Landon Smith with 11, Noah Keener with 9, Devin Kelly and Jacob Reeves-Crittenton each with 6. So the Campbell Camels get the win over the Hornets, 74-49. They will play Friday at 5:30. Holcomb will be playing Friday at 4 p.m. The question is, who are they going to be playing? We'll find out in about 13 minutes or so with the announcement of the starting lineups. We'll rejoin you coming up in just a little bit for a little Stoddard County rivalry. Bloomfield hasn't beat Bernie since 2017. Could tonight be the night? We'll break down that matchup for you coming up in just a little bit. You're watching the Bernie Invitational exclusively on Aycorp Sports.
When we look, we listen. When we evaluate, we understand. We get you to the right number without treating you like one. At Southeast Primary Care, we know your relationship with your doctor is one of the keys to get you better and keep you well. Our network of providers connects you to the brightest minds and latest technologies. It's a healthy relationship. Southeast Primary Care, always by your side.
What First State Community Bank means to me is, it says it in its name, community.
We're family, we care about one another, whether it's in our SEMO markets or we can reach out to someone in Farmington, Columbia. They're always there to assist.
We are very customer focused. Our employees do a great job with listening to the customers.
The tellers know 100% of all customers by their name.
If you want to feel at home, then walk into the doors of First State Community Bank.
Southern Custom Meats in Dexter, Missouri is providing you with the best in custom butchering, fresh vegetables, and farm fresh eggs. Call now or visit us today and see the Southern Custom Meats difference for yourself.
Missouri State Senator Jason Bean, representing Butler, Carter, Dunklin, Mississippi, New Madrid, Oregon, Pemiscot, Ripley, Stoddard, and Wayne counties, would like to wish all the Southeast Missouri basketball programs in the 25th District a safe and successful season.
My name is Kevin Rossville. I'm a farmer from Prairie County, Arkansas. Been farming since 1991. Started farming with my father-in-law when I got married. We've been raising rice ever since. We've all been looking for something for a change for years. And I think this 263L is going to be the next and up-and-coming thing for us. It's really going to work well on a lot of different ground and a lot of different farms around here.
Dynagro 263L, available exclusively at Nutrient Ag Solutions.
First State Bank and Trust is more than just products and services. We're there for you for your first paycheck, buying a home, opening a small business, starting a family, or planning to retire, and everything in between. We're the local bank you know and trust for all of your financial needs. Visit fsbtrust.com or stop by your local First State Bank and Trust to explore all of your financial options. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
At Young Real Estate, we're Southeast Missouri, just like you.
We are parents.
We are teachers.
We are grandparents.
We are active in our community.
We are patriots.
Serving all of Southeast Missouri, and we are here for you.
We are young.
NextEra Energy Resources is the world's largest generator of renewable energy from the wind and sun, and a world leader in energy storage. Since 2016, NextEra Energy Resources has invested more than $339 million in Missouri to fuel local economic growth. Today, our company owns and operates one wind energy facility in the state and is looking to invest even more in the Show Me State. We are committed to being a trusted community partner and look forward to providing affordable, clean, renewable energy for generations of Missourians to come.
Sandy Small Engine in Malden, Missouri is the best local dealer for all your outdoor equipment needs. From mowers to repairs, we've got you covered. Call now or stop in today.
We're right here at King Jerry Lawler's Hall of Fame Bar and Grill on world famous Beale Street, and as you can see, oh my gosh, we have the best barbecue ribs in Memphis. Oh my gosh, the gumbo is out of this world, but you gotta try the King's Triple Decker Slam Burger. You'll love it.
Mathis Funeral Home of Dexter and Bernie strives to provide their community with the accommodations and services needed to relieve your family during times of loss. For more information, give them a call and see how Mathis Funeral Home can help meet your expectations in celebrating your loved ones.
Fast break, cold beer, pork steak. Fast break, best chicken in the whole state. Fast break, whoop doggies, I think I need a fast break. All right.
Fast Break in Bernie, Missouri. Fresh food, lottery, gas, and more.
Fast Break.
Growing cotton in the Mid-South is hard work. As a farmer, you make tough decisions every day. Choosing a cotton variety shouldn't be one of them. Next-gen brand varieties from Americot are bred specifically for cotton growers like you. We're 100% independent and farmer-owned. Plant cotton that works as hard as you do. Americot. All we do is cotton, all the time.
At SEMO Health Network, we strive to provide caring and affordable health care while making our patients feel welcome in our warm and friendly atmosphere. With locations throughout Southeast Missouri, we provide medical, dental, OB, and behavioral health services to anyone and everyone that may need it. Visit SEMO Health Network for your wellness exams, COVID and flu vaccinations, lab services, dental exams, counseling, and more. For more information, visit our website and let SEMO Health Network take care of you.
Do you need personalized merchandise? Trying to celebrate the season of that big state run? Then Juju Promotions in New Madrid has you covered. Whether it's heat presses, screen printing, or embroidery, we always have an option that will leave you satisfied and looking your best. With seasonal styles and plenty of accessories, there's something here for everyone. So come in and shop around. You'll be welcome with a smile and leave more fashionable than ever. Call us at 573-748-4040 or visit us in New Madrid.
At Focus Bank, we understand your community because it's our community too. With branches across Southeast Missouri and Northeast Arkansas, Focus Bank offers services such as fraud protection, really free checking, and mobile banking that lets you bank simply and securely, anytime, anywhere. Stop by any of our branches or visit us online to open an account today. Plus, you'll receive an awesome free gift just from opening your really free checking account. And when you refer someone who opens an account, you'll both receive a gift. Focus Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Allen Christian GMC, your local GMC experts. Explore our wide selection of new and used vehicles. Visit us at 724 Business 60 in Dexter or at allenchristian.com to find your perfect vehicle. Allen Christian, let's get you rolling.
Just remember, if Autry Moreland is not on the back of your vehicle, you paid too much.
Pork steak, fast break, best chicken in the whole state. Fast break, whoop doggies, I think I need a fast break. Alright.
Fast Break in Bernie, Missouri. Fresh food, lottery, gas, and more.
Fast break.
We welcome you back. Bernie Invitational night number 2, consolation semifinals, and a matchup between two teams that know awfully well each other, the Bloomfield Wildcats and the Bernie Mules, the 7 versus 6 matchup. Bernie, the 7 seed, Bloomfield, the 6. We welcome you back inside. Joe Northern, Garrett Hicks. We mentioned, of course, these are two teams that know well of each other. Bloomfield looking for a little bit of some firsts here tonight. The big first, of course, as you know, Coach Ben Sindel looking for his first win as a head coach. Came ever so close last night against Risco, but fell 42-41, led by Lucas Dowdy and Matt Sanders and Lawgrasser off the bench. What do they got to do tonight to try to beat Bernie?
I say for Bloomfield, they have to continue to play their game. Yesterday they like to slow it down and make it a half-court game. So I say but tonight they need to speed Bernie up. Bernie really was very, very deliberate last night offensively. I think Bloomfield should come out in their 2-2-1 press and try to, speed Bernie up some and up the tempo.
Bloomfield going 16 of 44 last night. Again, shot selection going to be a component. And when you talk about shot selection and really taking the time that you need on offense and really in possessions, making the most of them, we should say, that is the bread and butter of the Bernie Mules. Dropping the game last night, 32-22. It's a different Bernie team of what we've seen in past years, but the formula is still the same. Take your time on your possessions and shoot when the moment strikes. And that's exactly what's going on with Jason Long and company, but only one senior on the squad, and that's in Jaden Robinette, who's starting tonight. What can we expect from the Mules to try to keep things going?
You know, the Mules, they're going to control the pace of play. Jason Long is one of the best in the business, in my opinion. You know, they're going to control the controllables all night long. They're not going to turn it over much. You know, they won't let, Bloomfield speed them up. You know, Bloomfield might try, but Bernie last night showed that even though if Neely goes man-to-man pressure, they won't get sped up, and, they'll play at their pace.
Meanwhile, let's take a look at the starting lineups for these two teams. Bernie is the visiting team on the board. They're going to be wearing their away blue jerseys with black trim, white numbers. Number 2, Jaden Robinette, the 5'10 senior, the only senior on this team. Kate Arnold, the 6'2 junior. Number 22, Cody Massey, he's a 5'8 junior. Number 23, David Owens, he's the 6-foot junior. And the lone freshman that's starting, but Coach Long's got a lot of him. Number 25, Chase Geiling. 7 freshmen on the squad for Jason Long and Marcus Massey and Jeremy Walker's squad. Meanwhile, for the Bloomfield Wildcats, the lineup goes like this. Matt Sanders, number 1, the junior. Caleb Upchurch, number 4, the 5'9 junior. Aiden Hutchison, the senior starter at 5'8, number 5. Caden Kraft, the 6'3 junior, wearing number 15. And Lucas Dowdy, who had the big night last night, wearing number 22. And the Wildcats, coached by Ben Sindel, would love to beat his rival more so than in more ways than one, as he was also one of the big players for Dexter many years back. Underway here in Bernie. Glad you're with us here for this consolation semifinal. Bernie wasting no time, gets it up to Owens. Owens trying to draw up the pressure, bobbles it in and out from Arnold. Floats out of play, gonna go to the Wildcats. Did you see the fist pump from Coach Sindel?
Yeah, that's what I said in the beginning of the game. Speed Bernie up, and Bloomfield did a very nice job on that possession of doing exactly what I said and caused a turnover.
Bloomfield gonna go right to left. They're in their home whites, purple letters, blue and gold, or purple and gold trim rather. Sets up now to Hutchison. Hutchison looks out to Upchurch. Upchurch on the inside, finds Kraft. Just it out 2-on-1, gets it up and in. Caden Kraft, nice move on the right side of the key.
Nice job there by Caden Kraft, the senior leader for the Wildcats. Got the bucket to full.
Bloomfield wasting no time on the pressure, but is going to be just off the foot. So no harm, no foul. The Mules going to continue to inbound, though. 7:12 remaining. High pass up to Robinette. Crossing the timeline, bounce pass over to Massey. Massey 2-on-1. Massey bounce pass now, finding Arnold. Arnold again, 2-on-1, right side of the key, falls short, picked up by Caleb Upchurch. Upchurch driving. Upchurch gets it up to try to find Kraft, can't get it, stolen away by Geiling. Geiling now taking it on his own to the right side from our vantage point, we should say. Bounce pass now to Owens. Owens sets it up to Robinette. Robinette 2-on-1 on the left wing. Looks up now to find Massey for 3. Off the rim. Gets a rebound in the hands of Lucas Dowdy. And the Cats moving the other way.
That was not a offensive possession that Bernie liked on that end. A rush 3 there by a more of a forward for them. So I'm not sure Coach Happy was too long with that offensive possession.
Sets up now to Sanders on the left wing. Left wing from our view. Since court view for us is going to be up and down for you, right to left. So on the upper left wing. Sets up now for Aiden Hutchison at the top. Bounce pass looks over to Sanders. Sanders 2-on-1, sets up for Hutchison. Now set it up at the timeline. 2-0 our score in advantage of Bloomfield. Gets it out to Sanders. Bernie again right in that 2-3 zone, what that they have been always prone to do. Gets it out to Sanders. Sanders again, loose ball, finds Hutchison. Hutchison 3-on-1 in traffic, can't get it, falls short. Rebound back in the hands of Kate Arnold. Sets up to Robinette. Robinette bounce pass. Fakes to the outside as Owens, losing it, 2-on-1 pressure, gets his hands back to Massey. Bloomfield riding that press, settling in a little bit of a fast break, man-to-man. And now taking advantage of that 2-2-1. Double team pressure. Sets over to Kate Arnold. Can't get it. Loose ball. That's a jump. Got to go to Bloomfield.
As you can see early on, Bloomfield is trapping every single pass that Bernie is making, and it's really causing Bernie not to be able to get in any offensive flow. Trapping the corners, trapping the wings, as Bernie is struggling right now to get into a flow.
2-0 our score, 3 minutes in here in the first. Hutchison, cross-court pass from Sanders. Now back of the hands to connect. Gets it up from Caden Kraft. Caden Kraft using his size to dominate the paint. He's 6'3", tallest player on both sides of the court tonight. Here's Bernie now moving the other way. Owens, 3-on-1, throws it out of play, and the pressure from Bloomfield riding strong. The substitution going to be coming in for Bernie. This time it's number 12, Kane Hopgood, a 5'10" freshman. And we're going to start to see a bunch of those freshmen worked into Coach Jason Long's lineup. Keep in mind the class underneath that, nobody underneath 6 foot.
One thing you're seeing, yesterday Bloomfield played very slow and deliberate, and today they're kind of speeding the pace up. It's all about game planning for Coach Sindel. What does he need to do to pull one out?
Great connection from Lucas Dowdy to Caleb Upchurch, and a timeout called by Jason Long. Bloomfield on a 6-0 run, and that's how it starts with 4:20 here in the first. Back in a moment on Aycorp Sports.
At SEMO Health Network, we strive to provide caring and affordable health care while making our patients feel welcome in our warm and friendly atmosphere. With locations throughout Southeast Missouri, we provide medical, dental, OB, and behavioral health services to anyone and everyone that may need it. Visit SEMO Health Network for your wellness exams, COVID and flu vaccinations, lab services, dental exams, counseling, and more. For more information, visit our website and let SEMO Health Network take care of you.
Bernie wasting no time on the inbounds pass. Robinette crossing the timeline. Again, these two teams very deliberate on how they want to try to control the pace, but defense is going to be the big factor tonight between these two. 2-on-1 pressure now setting up to Massey. Looking over to Robinette on the left side. Can't get it. Rebound back in the hands of Lucas Dowdy. And the Cats now controlling it the other way. It could very well be a tale of first to 40 wins this one. 3:45 remaining. Caleb Upchurch looking to see what is the choice. Taking his time to find the open gap. Now looks over to Hutchison. Hutchison gets it out, finding Sanders near the Bernie logo in midcourt. 2-on-1, looks it up for Hutchison. Now again to Kraft, bobbles it out of play. Kept in play by Robinette. Great defensive pressure. And now the Mules moving the other way. Sets up over to Owens. Owens sets up to Robinette. Bounce pass, finds Owens. Owens for three, can't get it. Offensive board picked up by Owens. Here comes Robinette. Sets it up on the outside. Hopgood for three, no. Rebound from Owens. Owens sets up for Robinette for three. He can't get it. Bernie trying to get on the board and they can't. Here comes Caleb Upchurch. He scores. Caleb Upchurch coast to coast. And the Cats have not allowed anything from the Mules thus far.
Bloomfield is just playing with confidence. Both ends of the floor, they're disrupting anything Bernie wants, and they're just playing with pride on offense.
David Owens answers back for three. And that's the offensive spark that the Mules needed after not scoring for the first 5:24 in this one. 8-3 our score. Here is Upchurch. Can't get it off the mark. Bobbles out. The last touch by Bloomfield. They were looking for the charge, but no whistle. Great defensive setup by Kate Arnold.
Yeah, definitely no whistle, but overall, just, Kate Arnold was in a spot ready to take a charge. That's just selfless basketball by Bernie. That's kind of what their program is, built on, hard basketball played the right way.
Hopgood now quickly crossing the timeline under pressure. Nearly picked up by Upchurch, and it is. Upchurch chasing the ball like nobody's business. And Hutchison crossing the timeline. 2 minutes to go, 8-3 our score. So Hutchison looking to try to ramp it up. And they're switching up the play call to a blue. At least that is what we hear from our headsets.
As you can see, Bloomfield is going to be very patient with their offense. that's kind of the pace of play that Bernie wants to play at. So we'll see how it works out for Bloomfield.
Sanders gets it up now to find Hutchison. Hutchison on the left side looking for Upchurch, 2-on-1. It's an outside, finding Sanders again. 1:25 remaining. Sanders looks out to Hutchison. Bounce pass, finding Hartline. Cole Hartline in the game. 2-on-1. Looks out again to Sanders, and they're going to try to reset. 1:15 remaining. 8-3 our score.
Bloomfield could very possibly hold for one shot here in the corner. If Bernie's not going to come out and pressure, it's, they can hold it all day.
And they're going to look to go to that pressure no matter what. Here comes Hutchison. Gets it up to find Hartline. Hartline under traffic. Gets it up and in. And connecting with Caden Kraft. So Hartline on the assist. Gets Kraft more points on the board.
Nice ball movement by Bloomfield. If Bernie doubled on the post, so he just found Kraft on the other block and got the bucket.
42 seconds remaining. Bernie trying to waste no time. Upchurch almost looking for the steal. Bobbled out of play. It's going to be last touched. We're going to say it's last touched by the Wildcats. Arnold on the left side. Sets up again to Robinette. High shot on the way. Can't get it. Offensive board picked up by Massey. Massey sets up for Robinette. 26 seconds remaining in the first. Out of play. Bloomfield forcing yet another turnover out of bounds.
Bernie with 4 turnovers here just in their first quarter, and I say that's credited due to Bloomfield's very pressuring 1-2-2 zone defense. They're trapping everything. It's disrupting Bernie.
10-3 our score. 20 seconds remaining. You would have to think that Bloomfield's probably going to hold for that last shot. Here's Hutchison. Sets out to Sanders, 2-on-1. Cross-court pass, picked up, and a foul. Looks like that's going to be number 22, Cody Massey. We'll wait to see what our officiating crew will call that. It will be indeed on Massey. That'll be his first, team's first.
This slow pace really makes the foul count down. It's hard to call any fouls when the pace is this slow, so that's one thing that'll serve both teams good is, nobody will really get in foul trouble with the slower pace.
Hutchison gets it out to Upchurch. Sanders, 4 seconds. Sanders, cross-court pass, finding Hutchison. Going to throw it up, in and out of the rim. But that is how this first quarter comes to an end. Bloomfield starts it on an 8-0 run. Bernie gets a 3, but still a 7-point game and advantage of the Wildcats. Back in a moment. This is the consolation semifinals of the Bernie Invitational on Aycorp Sports.
When we look, we listen. When we evaluate, we understand. We get you to the right number without treating you like one. At Southeast Primary Care, we know your relationship with your doctor is one of the keys to get you better and keep you well. Our network of providers connects you to the brightest minds and latest technologies. It's a healthy relationship. Southeast Primary Care, always by your side.
Sandy Small Engine in Malden, Missouri is the best local dealer for all your outdoor equipment needs. From mowers to repairs, we've got you covered. Call now or stop in today.
Welcome back. Don't forget the Malden Lions Club and Boot Heel Toys for Tots are sponsoring an amazing event at the Boot Hill Youth Museum this Saturday from 8 to 10 a.m. It's Pancakes with Santa, where you can get the delicious pancakes and pictures with Santa. There will be a kids-only gift room where kids aged 3 to 12 can select 2 gifts for someone special, and each child also receives a free toy from Boot Heel Toys for Tots. For more information, call 573-276-3600. Bloomfield coming out with an 8-0 run to start this game, and we knew that this game was going to be a defensive juggernaut right from the beginning. Very low scoring, and that seems to be playing an advantage of the Wildcats so far.
Yeah, definitely so. Bloomfield really just controlled everything in the first quarter, the pace of play.
But Bernie answering right back thanks to Cody Massey with the 3. All the points Bernie has tonight have been from the three-point arc. So great pressure from the three-point arc to make it a 4-point game. Here is Sanders at the top. Bounce pass, gets it out of play. We'll go back to the Mules.
While Bernie only scored 22 points last night, they did, they were not afraid to shoot the 3, so expect Bernie to continue to shoot the 3 throughout the night.
Correction, they're going to rule that out of bounds on Bernie. It appeared the last touch was on Robinette, so stay with the Cats. And a touch out of play. But they're starting to play a little bit to try to get that baseboard steal more than anything.
Yes, very active on the defensive base on out of bounds. trying to disrupt whatever their offensive flow is.
Inbounds pass coming up from Hutchison. Sets it up now to pick up the Sanders. Sanders now settling up in the middle of the timeline. Now gets it out to find Hutchison. Hutchison back over to Sanders. Sanders gonna have to try to draw something up. Bernie again in a 2-3. And setting up to Hutchison. They're waiting to go for that pressure, and there it goes. Here comes Sanders. Sanders trying to get it out. Sanders, cross court, nearly picked away, can't get it. Upchurch to answer back. He can't answer back. Picked up out of play on the baseline, nearly out of play, stays in bounds. Now back to Hutchison to reset the offense and tempo.
It's turning into a coaching chess match, I like to call it. You know, both coaches are trying to see what can they do to pull this one out. You know, Bloomfield's starting to slow the pace down. As you could see at the beginning of the game, they were kind of, you know, more deliberate offensively, you know, with Kraft down low.
Caden Kraft in control, 3-on-1 pressure. Kraft can't get it. And a foul's going to be picked up this time on Bloomfield. And it's going to be on Lucas Dowdy, I beg your pardon. That'll be his first and team foul number 1.
That's one person that Bloomfield does not want to get in foul trouble. I believe he had 16 points last night against a very solid 3-seed in Risco, so he'll need to stay out of foul trouble if Bloomfield wants to pull this one out.
Jaden Robinette now gets it over to Guy. Guiley keeping his hands on it, 2-on-1. A whistle, but 3 seconds and a traveling violation. We'll take it back to the Wildcats.
5 early turnovers for the Mules. We'll need to clean that up.
Here comes Sanders on the inbounds pass, setting up for Hutchison. Upchurch again, looking out now to Hutchison. 2-on-1 pressure, gets it out, fakes the turn. Looks over to Hutchison. Again, Hutchison, 2-on-1. Dowdy bobbles it, saved by Upchurch. 3-on-1 pressure. Sanders for 3. That's way off the mark. Dowdy tried to keep it in play, but gonna go back to the Mules. So great pressure from Bloomfield just to try to force something up from that 3-point arc. You have to think that that defensive pressure is still gonna be in play as we're gonna have substitutions be coming in.
One thing when I look at statistics, Bloomfield's only shot 1 3. They're really trying to get the ball down low to their bigs and Kraft and Dowdy, you know, with a mismatch down low.
Taven Owens returning to play. Here comes Guiley again on his own, trying to coast on his own. Gets it up and in. Chase Guiley all on his own. And Bernie on a 5-0 run to start this second quarter.
Yeah, you don't see Bernie get out and run like that much, but, you know, Chase Guiley, you know, had the open lane, so he took it.
Here's Upchurch on the right wing, gets it out now to find Sanders. Sanders looking for the open man. Gets it up to reset to Upchurch. Telling Sanders to come over here, let's reset. Here comes the pressure again from Owens. Owens 2-on-1, lobs it out to Upchurch. Great deflection away. Dowdy trying to keep his hands on it, 2-on-1. Dowdy lays it up and in. Lucas Dowdy under pressure, that's where he thrives the most.
Yeah, like I said last night, he had 16 points. Dowdy, a lot of their offense goes through him.
Here comes Owens. Owens gets it out to find Massey. Massey for 3. That's off the mark. But the big board coming in from Taven Owens. Bernie doing a great job on the offensive boards this evening. Here comes Robinette, setting up for Guiley. Guiley fakes, looks under pressure, nearly blocked away by Dowdy. A tussle for it, who's got it? It'll be a Bloomfield basketball. And out of bounds, last touch it appeared by Chase Guiley.
Speaking of offensive rebounds, Bernie with 5 early offensive rebounds. They're doing a good job on that, they're just not converting.
Here comes Sanders, sets up now to Dowdy. Dowdy 3-on-1, bounce pass, looking over to Grasser. Law Grasser also in the game, now back to Sanders. Sanders trying to keep things moving, 2-on-1, sets up. Austin Grasser for 3. Falls in and out, picked up by Dowdy in the offensive board, and an arm bar called on the Mules. So another foul picked up on Bernie. That'll be their first of the quarter, and that's going to be on number 23, Taven Owens. So a little bit of movement, substitutions. Cole Hartline returning to action for the Wildcats as we're halfway through quarter number 2. Sanders now finding Upchurch. Looks back over to Sanders. Again, They're trying to do that reset over and over before Bernie lays the pressure, and here they come. 3-on-1, 4-on-1. Outside to Grasser for three. Can't get it off the rim. Picked up by Sanders. Sanders to answer right back. Bloomfield benefiting again from the paint as their friend, and more on the putback buckets.
Yeah, definitely Bloomfield has yet to hit a three-point shot, 0 for 3 from the field, but offensive rebounds and this post work down low is the name of the game so far.
2-on-1 pressure being forced up by Arnold, has his hands up. The foul is going to be picked up this time on Bloomfield, and it will be on Matt Sanders, and that'll be his first. So Bloomfield with the first team foul. Bernie has 2 with 3:21 remaining here in half number 1. Here's Guiley. Sets back to Robinette. Looks over to Massey. Massey trying to keep a hand on it. Bobbled but retrieved by Owens. Robinette 2-on-1. Gets it outside to find Arnold. Arnold, loose ball, gets back to Owens. Trying to connect with each other. Bloomfield doing a little bit of pressure. Here's Owens for 3. Ball short, picked up by Sanders. And Sanders taking his time to cross the timeline. Gets it outside to find Grasser. Grasser to Upchurch. Sets now up top to Sanders. And back to Upchurch on the upper left wing from our view. Block and pick up this time from Guiley. Guiley lobs and loses it. And going to be out of play. Bloomfield taking it back. And substitutions will be coming in. We'll see Aiden Hutchison, Caden Kraft returning to action. So Lucas Dowdy and Matt Sanders going to take a seat for the Mules. Number 20, Cade Arnold returning to action. And number 31, John Aycock in the play.
Yeah, John Aycock, a rising freshman for the Mules.
Sets up to Robinette. He answers back for 3. And the Mules pull within 2. Or 3, rather. So a 1-possession game. Here's Grasser. Sets back for Upchurch. Upchurch sets out for Hutchison. Now up top, back to Grasser. Grasser looks over to find Upchurch. Upchurch settling back for Hutchison once more. Now back to Grasser. 1:55 remaining here in the opening half. It's over to Hutchison again. Hutchison to Grasser. They're on the left upper wing. 2-on-1 pressure for Caleb Upchurch. Bernie back in that 2-3 zone. Trying to lay a little bit of pressure on Grasser. Now inside to Upchurch. Bernie defending the key and paint ever so well. It's the bread and butter of their defense. And Hutchison again, 1:25 remaining.
Bloomfield's trying to find gaps in Bernie's zone, but Bernie's doing a really good job of packing the gaps in and defending the corner 3 well, so it's overall difficult for Bernie to...
Grasser cross courts, picked up, stolen away, this time by Aycock. Aycock loops it out to find Robinette. Robinette sets up for Owens. Owens 2-on-1, looks out. Here's Guiley for 3, rims out. Picked up by Bloomfield and Grasser. Grasser with under a minute to play, hands it up now to Aiden Hutchison. And he is just going to take his time to cross the timeline. Upchurch to answer, couldn't get it to Hartline. Rebound back by the Mules. The 42 seconds, 41 seconds, Robinette, we're getting the 1 sign, and they may hold it for 1 potentially. No, they won't, and they want to try to force it if they can. Upchurch tried to force a steal. Here's Guiley again. Shot from Robinette, and it's good! Not enough at 14. Hutchison crossing the timeline. Trying to loop up the plays. 17 seconds, 15 seconds. 2-on-1 pressure and a foul. It'll be picked up by Bernie. And this time it'll be on number 23, David Owens. Again, with the new rule, only 5 fouls per quarter. Not a terrible position to be in if you're Bernie to really try to force those steals. Here's Hutchison. Sets up to Kraft. Kraft out to Hutchison for 3. Off the rim. Bernie with 3 seconds to work with. Here comes Arnold. Sets up to Robinette. Shot is up and off the rim. And that is how this first half will come to a close. Some would say it's low scoring, but for these two teams, this is exactly what was expected tonight. They understood the assignment, and both teams relatively with 2 touchdowns. At the half, it's Bloomfield 14 and Bernie 14. We'll break down the first half stats, get you prepped for Thursday night, and recap on some of the other action coming up in just a little bit. You're watching the 2023 Bernie Invitational on Aycorp Sports.
When we look, we listen. When we evaluate, we understand. We get you to the right number without treating you like one. At Southeast Primary Care, we know your relationship with your doctor is one of the keys to get you better and keep you well. Our network of providers connects you to the brightest minds and latest technologies. It's a healthy relationship. Southeast Primary Care, always by your side.
What First State Community Bank means to me is it says it in its name, community.
We're family, we care about one another, whether it's in our SEMO markets or we can reach out to someone in Farmington, Columbia. They're always there to assist.
We are very customer focused. Our employees do a great job with listening to the customers.
The tellers know 100% of all customers by their name.
If you want to feel at home, then walk into the doors of First State Community Bank.
Southern Custom Meats in Dexter, Missouri is providing you with the best in custom butchering, fresh vegetables, and farm fresh eggs. Call now or visit us today and see the Southern Custom Meats difference for yourself.
Missouri State Senator Jason Bean, representing Butler, Carter, Dunklin, Mississippi, New Madrid, Oregon, Pemiscot, Ripley, Stoddard, and Wayne counties, would like to wish all the Southeast Missouri basketball programs in the 25th District a safe and successful season.
My name is Kevin Rossville. I'm a farmer from Prairie County, Arkansas. Been farming since 1991. Started farming with my father-in-law when I got married. We've been raising rice ever since. We've all been looking for something for a change for years. And I think this 263L is going to be the next and up-and-coming thing for us. It's really going to work well on a lot of different ground and a lot of different farms around here.
Dynagro 263L, available exclusively at Nutrient Ag Solutions.
First State Bank and Trust is more than just products and services. We're there for you for your first paycheck, buying a home, opening a small business, starting a family, or planning to retire, and everything in between. We're the local bank you know and trust for all of your financial needs. Visit fsbtrust.com or stop by your local First State Bank and Trust to explore all of your financial options. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
At Young Real Estate, we're Southeast Missouri, just like you.
We are parents.
We are teachers.
We are grandparents.
We are active in our community.
We are patriots. Serving all of Southeast Missouri, and we are here for you.
We are young.
NextEra Energy Resources is the world's largest generator of renewable energy from the wind and sun, and a world leader in energy storage. Since 2016, NextEra Energy Resources has invested more than $339 million in Missouri to fuel local economic growth. Today, our company owns and operates one wind energy facility in the state and is looking to invest even more in the Show Me State. We are committed to being a trusted community partner and look forward to providing affordable, clean, renewable energy for generations of Missourians to come.
Sandy Small Engine in Malden, Missouri is the best local dealer for all your outdoor equipment needs. From mowers to repairs, we've got you covered. Call now or stop in today.
We're right here at King Jerry Lawler's Hall of Fame Bar and Grill on world famous Beale Street, and as you can see, oh my gosh, we have the best barbecue ribs in Memphis. Oh my gosh, the gumbo is out of this world, but you gotta try the King's Triple Decker Slam Burger. You'll love it.
Mathis Funeral Home of Dexter and Bernie strives to provide their community with the accommodations and services needed to relieve your family during times of loss. For more information, give them a call and see how Mathis Funeral Home can help meet your expectations in celebrating your loved ones.
Fast break, cold beer, pork steak. Fast break, the best chicken in the whole state. Fast break, whoop doggies, I think I need a fast break. All right.
Fast Break in Bernie, Missouri. Fresh food, lottery, gas, and more.
Fast break.
Growing cotton in the Mid-South is hard work. As a farmer, you make tough decisions every day. Choosing a cotton variety shouldn't be one of them. Next-gen brand varieties from Americot are bred specifically for cotton growers like you. We're 100% independent and farmer-owned. Plant cotton that works as hard as you do. Americot. All we do is cotton, all the time.
Welcome back. It's halftime here at Bernie, and the Wildcats and the Mules knotted up at 14 apiece in this consolation semifinal. Don't forget, next week it is one of the premier tournaments in the state of Missouri, and we'll have it for you tip to trophy, the SEMO Conference Tournament, including 6 teams that made it to the round of 16 in their respective classes. We'll have it for you beginning December 4th exclusively right here on Aycorp Sports. And meanwhile, in this one, we know that this tournament is set up for some very close, intense games in and of their own. This one likely going to prove to be no exception.
Yeah, when you look at some first half stats, you know, everything's even. You know, Bernie's got off 15 shots, Bloomfield's got off 18. Bloomfield is over 4 from 3. Bernie's making 11 from 3. They're 4 for 10. So, you know, 12 of their 14 points are from 3. So, for scoring-wise, you see Caleb Upchurch with 2, Caden Kraft with 4, Lucas Dowdy with 6, and for the Mules, Chase Gilling has 2, Jaden Robinette has 6, and Massey with 3.
So again, really, the 3-ball has been very good tonight for the Bernie Mules. It's really been the reason why they have knotted this up at 14 apiece, along with the early bucket as well. Meanwhile, free throws not necessarily been a factor for either team because, let's be honest, the fouling hasn't been a factor for either team as well this evening.
Yeah, there's been no free throw shot in this game, which is odd to say in high school basketball, especially in this area. You know, this area is known to be one of the more physical areas in the state, so it's odd to see.
So we've also just kind of said, too, a big defensive chess match really between these two teams. You have to think, regardless of who they're going to be playing on Friday, that may need to change up a little bit. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, definitely. You know, well, like I said, a coaching chess match. You know, Ben Sindel in his first year just trying to get in the business. And, you know, on the other side, you have Jason Long, who's been in this business for, 20-plus years. So, I'm sure what differences will we see in the second half from, either team.
We shall see is what happens here in half number 2. Winner will have a date with Campbell at 5:30 on Friday. The loser will take on the Hornets. At 4 o'clock, we'll have the matinee right back here at Bernie. Of course, This has been one of the more exciting and underrated early season tournaments, and just the level of competition has been so even. This game proving to be no exception. Bloomfield going to go left to right. On your screen, Bernie right to left. It's now in the hands of Upchurch. Upchurch sets up now to find Sanders. Sanders looks now to Hutchison. Hutchison over to Upchurch. Back to Sanders. Way past the top of the arc. Bernie again, they're going to start with that zone, but they're going to look to trap when you least expect it. Here's Kraft, 3-on-1. Gets it outside to find Upchurch. And a traveling violation. Got that right foot moving a little bit.
Yeah, I noticed got split up there was that was Aiden Hutchinson for the Mule or Wildcats, so we'll look to limit them turnovers in the second half.
Here come the Mules again the other way. Their blue away uniforms. They're the 7 seed, Bloomfield the 6. 2-on-1 pressure now being forced in by Massey. Massey 2-on-1, bounce now to find Owens. Owens looks out again for 3, can't get it off the mark. Rebound back in the hands of Dowdy. Dowdy forcing on the search, picked out by Owens, and the Wildcats gonna stick with it. As Coach Benson was putting the hands up in the X, you would expect that X offense really to try to take fold to start this third quarter. Here's Hutchison, and a whistle going to be picked up on Bernie. It looks like a hold. Wait to see who that is officially going to be credited to. That'll be on Taven Owens, and that is his third, so now he is in foul trouble for the Mules.
That really puts a damper on Bernie's offense. You know, Owens only 14 points, but he has 3 of them.
And 3 of the 4 fouls as it stands right now for Bernie overall. Bounce pass now finding a Hutchison. Hutchison looks out to Sanders for 3. Can't get it. And a whistle will be called, and that's going to be against Bloomfield. So another reach in. It looks like that's going to be on Dowdy. Yep, that'll be on Dowdy. That'll be his second. And team foul number 1. So Bloomfield now lingering with some foul trouble as well. Knotted up at 14. 6:40 remaining here in the third. Shots have been at a premium. Bloomfield trying to keep him inside the timeline. Now it's crossed. Gets up now to find Owens. Shot away for 3. Can't get it. Rebound back in the hands of Robinette. They get the offensive board. Second chance bucket. Blocked by Dowdy. But another pickup this time from Arnold. Third time's the charm for Cade Arnold. And the first lead for Bernie tonight.
Yeah, maybe Bernie gets some momentum off of that bucket by Arnold, you know, up by 2 now.
Here comes Hutchison. Taking it up now to find Sanders. Sanders now to Upchurch. Just hands it off to Hutchison again. Bloomfield taking their time. Bernie lingering a little more pressure here with 5:55 remaining. Shot from Upchurch for 3. Way short on the left side. Now the Mules sneaking it back the other way. Setting it up for Hopgood. Hopgood bounce pass. Now finds Arnold. 2-on-1 on the right wing. High shot, can't get it. Upchurch tried to keep his hands on it. Bounced off Owens, and it's going to be bounced off Upchurch. So the Mules are retained it under on the baseline.
Nice IQ play by Cade Arnold there.
So the great movement from Cade Arnold got the bounce off Caleb Upchurch. And the Mules now trying to extend the lead. And that'll bounce out of play. Will stay with the Mules. 2-point lead, 5:37 remaining. It's the high pass over to Geiling. High shot from Hopgood for 3, falls short. Put back, falls short for Robinette. Third time, no. Pick up this time from Upchurch. And the Cats moving the other way. Upchurch can't get it, but will go to the line. Bloomfield doing a great job of trying to draw the foul up. Bernie going 1, 2, 3 times. Couldn't get the 4th chance bucket.
Yeah, that was a nice IQ play there by Caleb Upchurch. He went into his defender to draw the contact instead of going away from the defender and just trying to throw up a heave. You know, nice IQ by Upchurch.
He misses the first. So also interestingly enough, free throws also a premium this evening, with this being the first attempt for either team as it stands. And none in. Hopgood on the rebound. Sets it up now to find Geiling. Geiling 2-on-1, 5:14 remaining here in the third. Now looking to connect back to Hopgood. Sets down the right wing rather, to Massey. Massey looking up, upper left corner. Now back to Robinette. Tries to draw on the baseline. Gets it up, off the board. Rebounded by the Wildcats. Here comes Aiden Hutchison. And the Cats again gonna have to try to slow it down, be selective in their shooting. They're 7 of 20 tonight. Here's Dallas Aikens. Or beg your pardon, Upchurch. Looks out to Dowdy, bounced out off of Dowdy. And the Cats with another turnover. They'll hand it back to Bernie. So now here comes that full court pressure that Bloomfield is gonna have to play right now. And they do. Here's Hutchison trying to connect to Dowdy on his own. Gonna bounce off the knee of, it appeared to be Kane Hopgood. So it'll still say under the Bloomfield baseline. Good play to just try to force that turnover and again have Aiden Hutchison waiting. And picked out by Robinette. So Bernie again trying to look for that steal underneath the Bloomfield baseline. They see that open gap ready for a steal. Instead it goes up to Caleb Upchurch.
One thing you note is Bloomfield's going on almost 4 minutes without a basket here. They need a bucket here.
Upchurch draws it up and an offensive foul. And a big offensive foul for the Mules. So Robinette was underneath the cylinder, ready to go, or near the cylinder. And it's going to be on Caleb Upchurch, and that's his first. So both teams, 2 fouls apiece, 4:17 remaining here in the third. It feels a lot of how this game started for Bernie. Not a point for the first 8 minutes. And the offensive foul comes back the other way. It was Aiden Hutchison waiting, ready to go. As Cade Hopgood, it's going to be Chase Guiling's going to pick up his first foul.
That's kind of how this game has went all night long. You know, teams were trading baskets, now they're trading charges.
And trading quarters and scoring too, more than anything. Only 2 points in 4 minutes. Upchurch trying to keep it, falls out of play, last touched by Hopgood. So 16-14 the score, Bernie with the advantage. Here's Sanders. Sanders sets up for Hutchison. Now finding Upchurch, 3-on-1, tries a spin move, gets it up outside. Dowdy, traveling violation. Looks like he had a little bit of kind of that pivot to try to force up the shot. Instead, going to go the other way.
You know, there's kind of a rough shot there for Dowdy. He had 3 defenders on him, so that's kind of a prayer there.
So 3:30 remaining, Mules up by 2 here at the Mule Barn. 2-on-1 pressure, nearly picked away. Here's Hopgood. Hopgood picked up by the Cats, nearly floating out of bounds for Aiden Hutchison, but he keeps it inside. Here comes Matt Sanders the other way. Now back to Hutchison. Hutchison, 3:07 remaining. Out to Upchurch, 2-on-1 pressure. No foul on the charge, they say play on. Scooped up, nearly bobbled. Hustle and bustle for the ball. Who's got it? It's a jump, it'll go to Bernie.
The effort by both teams there shows how much every possession in this game means.
Again, in the 5:03 that has gone by in quarter number 3, only 1 bucket on the board, and that's been from Cade Arnold. So here comes Guiley. 2-on-1 pressure. Gets it outside to find Robinette. Sets out again for Guiling. Guiling 2-on-1. 3 shot on the way from Aycorp. Can't get it. Back of the hands of Arnold. Arnold sets up now to Robinette. Robinette looking for it. Almost picked up by Hartline off the foot. And it's going to go back to Bloomfield. Rolled off the foot of Chase Guiling. So another possession looking for an opportunity for the Mules. Instead, falls short. It's 2:25 remaining. Bernie up by 2. Here's Sanders. Cross-court pass, sets it up to Upchurch. Upchurch lurking. Now back to Sanders again up top. 2:08 to go.
Bernie is doing a really good job of packing his zone in. Bloomfield's yet to hit a three, so they'll keep packing it in.
And another steal from Cody Massey. Great job of waiting in the key. Here comes a three shot from Aycorp. Off the mark, rebound back to Robinette. 1:50 remaining. Shot up again from Massey. Can't get it. Rebound back in the hands of Guyland and a whistle on Bloomfield. Looking to see who that will be credited to, but substitutions will be coming in. Law Grasser and Lucas Dowdy returning to play as Caden Kraft and Caleb Upchurch going to take a seat. So that foul is going to be on Upchurch, and that'll be his second. So Bernie with the inbounds pass, 1:41 left to play in the third. The trip and pickup this time from Hutchison. All on his own, but a foul. Will be on Chase Guyland, and now he's lurking with a little bit of foul trouble. He's got 2. Bernie with 4, however. So free throws opportunities, even though with 1:35 remaining, could be at a premium.
That's the closest we've been to the bonus all night long with 4.
And the first free throw made in this game that belongs to Aiden Hutchison, the 5'8 senior.
These 2 free throws end up paying a big dividend in this game if Hutchinson can make this second.
And he cashes them in. Tied up at 16 with 1:35 remaining. We'll go ahead and keep it right here. And again, just to kind of talk about some of the upcoming action tomorrow night here at the Bernie Invitational, or Thursday night rather. Tomorrow night, we're hanging out, but Thursday night, it'll be Jim Riker and Corey Sisk. They'll have the call. Puxico and Twin Rivers. That'll be a great game coming up at 6 p.m. Thursday night, right back here in Bernie. And then after that, an intriguing matchup on paper between Needleyville and Risco, 2 teams really on the rise, respectively, in Class 1 and Class 2 regionally.
Yeah, 2 teams that have been very young the past few years. It's kind of paid their dues and had to work their way back up with their respective programs. That should be a really good matchup there, the 7:30 tip-off.
So that'll be another great doubleheader. We'll have it for you right here on Aycorp Sports, whether it be on air or online. This one, we've got a great one going on here. 16-16 the score. But it's been a defensive chess match, really, between these 2 teams. Bloomfield now trying to play a little bit of pressure. It goes back in the hands of Massey. Massey gets it out, finding Guyland. Guyland sets up for Aycorp. Aycorp 2-on-1. Loops it out, stolen by Hutchison. Hutchison now trying to get it up on his own, off the right side of the rim, picked up by Aycorp. Aycorp with a great offensive board. Still knotted up at 16, 1:03 remaining. Here's Massey. Massey under pressure. Massey gets it out to Aycorp. Aycorp under a minute to play. Aycorp on the right side of the key, gets it up and in. The freshman making some noise early, and he's finally got his points. Here's Sanders. Back to Hutchison. Hutchison 2-on-1. Looks over to Dowdy. Takes it out. Stolen away by Robinette. Robinette now quickly moving back. 34 seconds remaining. Now back to Massey. Almost picked away by Sanders. Sets up now to Aycorp looking for 3. Off the rim. And a tussle on the jump. That's going to go to Bloomfield. Lawgrasser was underneath it, trying to take it from Cade Arnold.
Both teams are fighting for every single possession as they know everyone matters in a game like this.
It will continue to matter. 22 seconds to go. And you would think that Aiden Hutchison is going to try to hold it for the last shot or set it up. And he does to Sanders. Sanders out back to Hutchison. Hutchison bounce pass, nearly loses it. It goes up to Kraft. Kraft, no. Jump ball going to go back to Bernie. Great ball IQ from the freshman and John Aycorp. A high shot that's going to bounce out of play. And that is how this third quarter is going to end. 6 points total is scored. 4 for Bernie and 2 for Bloomfield. It leaves us at 18-16. Back with the fourth in a moment.
Christian GMC, your local GMC experts. Explore our wide selection of new and used vehicles. Visit us at 724 Business 60 in Dexter or at allenchristian.com to find your perfect vehicle. Allen Christian, let's get you rolling.
Back here at the Mule Barn, 18-16 correction whenever I mentioned a big shot coming in from Joel Aycock. That is John Aycock, we should say. Although, Joel, I know you are probably watching right now. 18-16 our score, an advantage of the Mules. And exactly what we thought it was going to be, Garrett. Just a defensive chess match between these two teams. But really just in terms of shooting, it's really hasn't been a real winner's choice in that aspect.
Yeah, you know what? It's a low-scoring game. I say the first one to 25 here in this fourth quarter pulls it out. You know, let's see, do free throws become a factor? Bernie has yet to shoot a free throw still in this game.
So Bloomfield will be inbounding. Aiden Hutchison now with it, gets the inbounds pass from Caleb Upchurch. Settling back again for Hutchison. Bounce back. Shot is up. It is off the mark. Picked up by Dowdy. Dowdy to answer back. And Lucas Dowdy ties it. Mules now looking to go back the other way. Sets it up now to Owens. Owens 2-on-1 pressure. Gets it outside to find Geiling. Geiling can't do it. Fakes, looks up. Open pasture for Taven Owens for three. And Owens gets it in. And it's a three-point game. Here's Hutchison. Gets it out to find Dowdy. And out of play. And it'll go back to Bernie.
Both teams in double-digit turnovers. Bloomfield with 12, Bernie with 10.
Turnovers have not been kind to either team. Defensive pressure, all but on point. Robinette sets up now for Owens. Owens 2-on-1 and forced out of play. Again, pressure all night between these two teams. With 6:53 rather remaining here in regulation. Grasser now sets up for Hutchison. It's back to Upchurch. Cross-court pass picked away by Bernie. Here comes Geiling once more. Geiling gets it out. Looks over to Owens. Owens forcing it in. Finding Geiling again at the top of the arc. And partially blocked by Upchurch. And picked up by Kraft. Over to Upchurch, picks it up, can't get it, but it's going to go to the line in the process. It looked like Cody Massey was looking for the charge, didn't get it. And that'll be his second personal, first team foul of the quarter for the Mules. And we will see Caleb Upchurch go to the line. We'll say that is a strategic foul to pick up as any, because 1, 2, you don't force the three-point play. 2, if you don't force the charge, at least you know you're only forcing 2. You have a 1-point lead, or 2-point lead rather, now a 1-point lead. And you know that Upchurch hasn't been 100% from the free throw line.
Yeah, it's a risky play, and you know what? Luckily, it paid off for Bloomfield for them.
6:16 remaining. Mules trying to hang on and extend this lead. Here's Owens. Gets it up to find Robinette. Robinette now back in the lower left corner. Trying to connect. In the hands. Got it to Cade Arnold. And a three-point game for the Mules. Hutchison gets it out to find Grasser. Grasser now back to Upchurch. Looks to connect once more with Hutchison. Sets back to Grasser. Fakes and look to Upchurch once more. Upchurch just inside the key to connect with Dowdy. 3-on-1 pressure, can't get it. Dowdy trying to get his own board, he can't. It goes back in the hands of Cade Arnold. And Jaden Robinette to reset once more. Inside pass, looking again for Arnold, lays it up and in. Bernie with their largest lead of the night. Hutchison crossing the timeline. Bernie going full court man-to-man, but a whistle will be called. And that will be credited to number 23, Taven Owens. That is his fourth. He's currently one of 3 Mule players with 6 on the board as well. Here comes Hutchison. Hutchison taking his time, finding Upchurch. Upchurch lurking, back to Grasser. Over to Upchurch, forced out of play, but picked away by Massey. So the Cats still have control. 4:58 remaining, largest deficit of the evening for Bloomfield. And a timeout will be called by Jason Long. 25-20, Bernie trying to extend the lead and have a date with Campbell on Friday. Back in a moment. .58 to go. It is Bernie on top of the Wildcats of Bloomfield, 25-20. Game summary as it stands. Bernie shooting beyond, well, I don't want to say beyond well from the three-point arc, but 5 for 20 as it stands. Bloomfield only 0 for 6. But interestingly enough, more of the shots for the Mules have been coming from 3 rather than 2.
Yeah, Bernie's starting to shoot it a lot better from the three-point line here in the second half.
Here's a shot from Law Grasser. Can't answer the three-point drought for the Wildcats. Here come the Mules back the other way to Geiling. Picked away by Dowdy. Here comes Aiden Hutchison again across the timeline. Cats looking to reset back to Grasser. Grasser now to Hutchison. Sets back to Upchurch. Bounce pass to Dowdy. 2-on-1. Dowdy under traffic. Gets back to Grasser. Sets up again to Upchurch. Hutchison out to Grasser for a long 3. That's off to the left side. Picked up by Bernie. Here comes Jaden Robinette, number 2. Sets over to Geiling. Inside pass, looks up and in to Cade Arnold. He's been a star of the second half so far. He's got 8. Upchurch looks out to find Hutchison. Sets out to Dowdy. Dowdy to answer right back. And it's a 5-point game. 10 tonight for Lucas Dowdy. Bloomfield not wasting any time trying to force that 10-second hold. They can't. Here's Massey to reset. Now 3-point shot on the way from Owens off the rim. And another offensive board from Jaden Robinette. It's been the difference all night, the offensive board and second chances. Shot on the way and one! On the way and one for David Owens! And a crucial foul on the Cats, and that'll be Caleb Upchurch's 3rd, and Bloomfield's 1st of the quarter. So for the Mules, for the first time tonight, going to the free throw line. It is no good. Rebound back for the hands of Arnold. Can't answer back. Owens can't either. A trip underneath the basket. And it's reset by Sanders. 3:15 left to go in the 4th. Here comes Sanders again at the top. Sets up back to Upchurch. Cross-court pass back to Hutchison. Up to the top of the arc finds Sanders. Sanders looking again. Trying to keep his hands on it. It's Upchurch. Upchurch 2-on-1. Can't connect with Dowdy. The height and the power of Cade Arnold has been the kryptonite for Bloomfield tonight. Shot on the way for Massey. Bang! Timeout called by Bloomfield. And the Mules are on a roll. 2:43 to go. Back in a moment.
At Young Real Estate, we're Southeast Missouri, just like you.
We are parents.
We are teachers.
We are grandparents.
We are active in our community.
We are patriots. Serving all of Southeast Missouri, and we are here for you.
We are young.
Bernie scoring just as many points as they did in the first half in 5 minutes and 17 seconds in the fourth quarter. I think it's safe to say is once you feel the hot arm, it really able to connect from the shots. It's kind of hard to top that at the end of the day.
Yeah, and it's also been a sense of urgency for Bernie. You have to score points to win ball games, so they've really been more urgent in the second half, especially the fourth quarter, to score the basketball.
So urgency has played off, not just the songs that you hear on the golf course, but it is urgent tonight between these two teams. And Bernie taking the sense of urgency in stride. So Sanders going to cross the timeline. 2:39 left to go. The Wildcats going to have to answer with their own sense of urgency. Upchurch. Now back to Sanders for three. Bloomfield finds the three-point nectar for the first time tonight. And a 7-point game. 2:23 remaining. Now both teams going to have to try to throw up some points to keep each other out of it. Here comes Guiling. Guiling now back over to Owens. Owens seeking again once more. Looks back over to Guiling. Cross-court pass to Massey. Now slips back over to Owens. Owens again, now finding Robinette. Robinette 2-1-1, looks over to Massey. Now back inside to Arnold. Arnold lays it up and in traffic 3-on-1. Here comes Upchurch the other way. Now sits back to Sanders. Three-point shot on the way from Hutchison. Way off the mark. And a whistle and out of bounds. It was pulled out of bounds, last touch by Upchurch. Slow to get up for the moment, but he's good now. 1:45 remaining. Bernie with an absolute fourth quarter explosion to try to close this one out. Bloomfield trying to force that 10-second hold. They're close, and it is a 10-second backcourt violation. A great call for the defense to still go full court press.
Yeah, that was a great defensive pressure by Bloomfield. They really happened to force the issue defensively, to get points in a hurry.
They're going to have to try to force to get some of the shots to fall. Going to need 9 and 90 to tie it at least. Here's Sanders for three. Falls short, picked up by Robinette. Robinette sets up, now finding Owens. Owens 2-on-1. A whistle and a timeout called by Bernie. 1:16. We'll keep it right here. So we're starting to see again the three-point shots starting to kind of come alive for Bloomfield. They only had 6 attempts coming into this fourth quarter. Now they have 11, only one able to fall. Do you think really they're starting just, again, how Bernie answered with a response of urgency moving up and forward, really maybe finding the paint could be a better key for the Wildcats?
Yeah, I think Bloomfield right now, they're just obviously 3 points is more than 2 points, so they're really trying to, push the urgency with the three ball, but unfortunately for the Wildcats, 1 for 11 for three, so that's really killed them from getting back in this game, this last minute 30 here.
So should Bernie hang on, they'll have a date with another district opponent coming up on Friday in the Campbell Camels. Bloomfield will take on the Holcomb Hornets. That could be a preview of what we could see in the tournament, in the Christmas tournament, which of course will have that Tip the Trophy coverage beginning December 26th, right here on Aycorp Sports. 20th anniversary of coverage locally of the Bloomfield Christmas tournament on television.
And when you think of Campbell and Bernie, if they do match up, they've had some really good games in this tournament over the years, if you think about it.
Absolutely, and just how this tournament has grown next year, they'll be hosting it at their place since the rotation should continue and will continue. It's the inbounds pass coming in from Taven Owens. Almost 5 seconds out, a whistle, and it'll be a foul. And Bloomfield now going to try to go in the foul to win method with 1:15 remaining. But still with 3 fouls left to give with 1:15. So again, we're seeing that four-quarter rule of fouls not really affecting either of these teams in terms of their play calling tonight. Here's Guiling. Guiling trying to force it, and it's out of play. Cody Massey trying to keep his fingers on it, he can't. So the Wildcats now with an opportunity to inbound with 1:12 remaining here in the fourth. Here comes Hutchison. Sets out to Sanders. Sanders outside to Hutchison. 2-on-1. Looks out, 3 on the way from Upchurch. Can't get it. Rebound back to Massey, and the foul is forced. That'll be on Lucas Dowdy. That is his 4th personal. He only has 1 left. Bloomfield 2 left to give with 1:01 remaining here in the 4th. Cross-court pass, nearly picked away by Sanders. Robinette keeping on it, and Sanders going to force the foul on the reach-in. So only 1 more left to give for Bloomfield. 58.6 before Bernie will be shooting free throws the rest of the way. And as I'm sure you've watched throughout this weekend, if you've watched at least some of the games we've had on the network over the past couple of days, the 1-and-1 rule no longer a thing. It is just 2 free throws the rest of the way, and you have to think that does affect a little bit of the scoring in strategies to score for both teams.
Yeah, you know, in a game like this, it hasn't made much of a difference due to the large part there's not been much fouling in the low scoring, so not really much of a difference in this game.
It's Kane Hobgood at the line, the 5'10 freshman. He makes the first. An opportunity to go for 2. That foul, by the way, on Matt Sanders. That'll be, or beg your pardon, Aiden Hutchison. That'll be his first. With 56.4 remaining, both are good. So 36-25, an advantage of the Mules, and a timeout called by Bloomfield with 54.2 remaining. Of course, we made the note of the Bloomfield tournament coming up December 26th through the 29th. Some other teams in action we'll be featuring before then, including next week, the SEMO Conference Tournament. We'll have that for you December 4th through the 8th. Right here on Aycorp Sports, and then a tournament that is near and dear to your heart, Garrett Hicks, the Clarkton Holiday Tournament, which in and of itself has grown to more popularity, especially with the rise of some other teams over the past 5 years or so.
Yeah, you know, I really call it a feeder for the Bloomfield Christmas Tournament. You know, it's kind of a tournament that gets teams ready and prepared. And for some small schools like Risco's and the Clarktons and the North Pims, it's really their Bloomfield Christmas Tournament, you know, getting to play in a Christmas tournament, but, you know, not in the biggest stage as there is as Bloomfield.
Well, here's the thing, though. Clarkton, you guys have a great arena over there, too. I mean, just kind of, you know, the similar pet-style setup where everybody is looking down and, you know, that atmosphere, it can get loud in there for sure.
Yeah, it's a great atmosphere at Clarkton. You know, there's a lot of great atmospheres just overall in Southeast Missouri gyms.
I know our good friend Tommy Jacobs once said you could drive 20 minutes of anywhere in Southeast Missouri and find a great game, and find them here in Bernie over the past couple of nights, and more to come, too. 51 seconds remaining. Gets it up now to find Sanders looking for 3. That's going to fall short. A rebound and a foul again. Or they're going to call the jump ball, no foul. It'll go to the Mules. 44.9 remaining here in the 4th. So it could be a tale of keep away at this point. Sanders getting the steal. No whistle. Sanders to answer back. Falls in and out. Bloomfield trying to get their own steal to reach in. And the foul on Grasser. 38 seconds to go. We're going to see those free throws just continuing to go up and in, up and down here in this 4th quarter. And again, very close defensive effort by both teams, but just a 4th quarter explosion from Bernie when they needed it the most paid off.
Yeah, and before the game, you said the first team to 35 has a chance to win this one. And then you see Bernie at 37 right now, so it's kind of paying off to our predictions pre-game.
And again, you take a look at the matchups between these teams over the years, and also, too, just how the style Bernie has played over the years. It is primarily this hold them in that zone and have those controlled shots, but then again, you do have years where the scoring is nonstop. We've seen that, of course, with the Tristan Johnsons of the world and even the teams before that. Shot from Sanders on the way. That's good for 3. Now a 10-point game and a foul will be called. Again on the Wildcats. We'll see who that is going to be on. I believe that'll be on Sanders, and it will be.
I mean, even go back to last year, Bernie and Bloomfield, I think, met maybe 3 or 4 times, and every single outing was a dogfight, you know.
Yep. However, the Wildcats have not beaten the Mules since January of 2017, and unless something drastic happens in the next 29.8 seconds, that streak is going to continue. They'll have a chance to try to go back at it in January or maybe even in late December. Rolls in and out. 39-28 the score. The clock is not running. There it goes. Shot up from Hutchison. That won't go. Rebound back in the hands of Robinette, and he's fouled.
Bloomfield now in desperation mode. They have to foul. They have no other choice. You know, it's getting a little bit late to foul, but they still have hope.
That foul is going to be on Aiden Hutchison, and that's one thing Bloomfield has done tonight. We haven't seen the 4 fouls really rack up for anybody until late in the game, and that would even be on Lucas Dowdy. Caleb Upchurch closest with 3, but then Matt Sanders with 2, Hutchison with 2. I mean, again, credit to Bloomfield for staying disciplined, aggressive, but again, just playing out there and not getting too sloppy on some of the reach-ins. Credit to Bernie for doing the little things right here in the second half. They shot the free throws at a very high clip, 7 for 10 so far. Second shot is up and good. So it's a 13-point affair. An advantage of the Mules. Sanders going to let that roll. Grasser going to launch that for 3. That's in. Lawson Grasser gets a 3. And another foul called on Bloomfield. So we're starting to see that quote-unquote foul-to-win territory come out late in this one. But it may be too little too late as it stands. That foul is going to be on Sanders. That is his 4th foul, we should say.
I mean, look at the foul count just now with Bernie being the 1-and-1 with the old rules. They just now reached 7 fouls, so one thing to look at with the change of the game.
Second shot is up. It is way off the mark. Bloomfield going to have to try to move it the other way. Sanders just going to lob this up for 3. That is off the rim. Another shot quickly up and in, falls it out. And another foul with 7.1. So Bernie going to improve to 2-1 on the season. Bloomfield still looking for their first win of the season. Once this is final and 7.1 to go, and Jaden Robinette at the line trying to add to his team-leading total. With 2 more free throws. Foul on Cole Hartline, by the way. Second shot is in and out. Hutchison lobs that up for 3. That falls short. 0.6 remaining. Bernie just simply going to inbound this and call it a day. And that is how this one is going to end up. So the home team, with an explosive 4th quarter, takes care of business at home and will take on Campbell on Friday. Bloomfield will have the afternoon matinee against Holcomb on Friday at 4 p.m. Bernie will take on Campbell Friday at 5:30 p.m. We'll be back in 30 seconds to wrap it up, give you the final totals, and preview Thursday's action when you come back. This is the Bernie Invitational on Aycorp Sports.
Just remember, if Autry Moreland is not on the back of your vehicle, you paid too much.
42-31 the final. Bernie taking care of business over Bloomfield. And Garrett, you know, it was a game where it was exactly what we thought it was going to be, a defensive juggernaut between 2 teams, but Bernie with an absolutely dominant 4th quarter and took care of business when they needed to the most.
Yeah, you know, just like you said, it's a juggernaut overall all night. You know, Bernie, you know, they found a way late. You know, that's what winning teams do. Overall winning program, Bernie just pulled it out late. You know, they shot 9 for 15 from the free throw line, which was a pretty good clip in the second half for Bernie.
And then taking a look at field goals overall tonight, Bernie going 14 for 40, 6 of 22 from the three-point arc. One of the rare occasions where you see more shots from 3 rather than the 2. And again, that's credit to Coach Jason Long and company for really trying to force inside in that 2-3 defense, which we know is exactly what you've come to expect. Meanwhile, on the other side for Bloomfield, again, there are some questions that need to be answered, and really the 3-point defense is the first thing that comes to mind.
Yeah, definitely, and the same thing goes offensively. Bloomfield is really struggling from the 3-point line, 3 for 18 overall all night. You know, they're getting the inside play from Dowdy and Kraft, but they have to find someone, you know, from the 3-point line, Standards and Hutchinson.
So these 2 teams will be facing off again on Friday, not against each other, of course, but they will be taking on Bloomfield will be taking on Holcomb. That'll be a 4 o'clock game. That'll be our first broadcast of the day on Friday. Bernie will be taking on Campbell at 5:30 for the Consolation Championship. Let's look ahead to Thursday night while we have a little bit of time left here with you tonight. And that's going to be a pretty awesome semifinal doubleheader with teams that quite simply are on the rise respectively. Twin Rivers number 4, Puxico number 1, and really a deep bench that Brian Fernetti and company have.
Yeah, when you look at that matchup, Puxico is joining the OFC conference next year, so that's kind of a big stepping stone for them with Twin Rivers to say, hey, we can compete in this conference. So I'm sure that's going to be a great matchup. Coach McBroom and company and Coach Fernetti and company will have their squads ready to play, and it should be another coaching chess match.
Breaking news on that, if you will. First time I heard that was going to be a thing. But very exciting matchup between these two. And then Neelyville taking on Risco. Again, the Class 1 versus Class 2, but both two teams that have received a lot of offseason hype and a lot of offseason energy. What can we expect in that one?
I mentioned earlier it's two programs that are typically at a tie, but have kind of took their lumps over the past few years to get back to the level they're at now. I think in that game it's going to be another chess match. Overall, both teams are well coached. Brad Burton and Brandon Blankenship for Risco. You should see some high quality basketball. So you better get to Bernie Thursday night.
Bert Garrett, I'll see you next week in Sykeston.
Sounds good.
Your final score in game number 2, Bernie 42, Bloomfield 31. We'll be on the air Thursday night for semifinal action. Puxico and Twin Rivers and Neelyville and Risco. That'll be on the air at 5:45. Jim Riker, Corey Sisk will have the call for you on that one. For our director, Josh I, statistician and partner, Garrett Hicks, the entire crew here at Bernie, Joe Northern saying so long from night number 2 of the Bernie Invitational. We'll see you Thursday night for semifinals. So long, everybody.